everybody. Welcome back again. This is live show number two of the Saturday Inside. If it's your first time of seeing this beautiful, amazing, intelligent, gorgeous, unpredictable, predictively commonsensical, amazing sister. Hey,
Eunice, first to comment.
I scream for you. You are welcome. My beautiful name is Yo-Yo.
And my names are Ella Common Sense.
To all the returning squad members, we appreciate you. We thank you for choosing to spend your Saturday
with us. Worldwide.
I won't say 90 like not coming back in our daytime for you. Thank you so much. To the new squad members, those who recently subscribed to our YouTube channel, we sincerely appreciate you. Okay, you're welcome. Make yourself comfortable and let us know in the comment section that you're new, because you know what? We want to know you by name and by face. Okay.
All right. Our normal schedule announcement that we always what is this? We always announce every time, being respectful on the live show, being open-minded like we always are. I mean, this squad, yours are the best. Open-minded. We stay on topic. Sometimes we deviate from topic, but still all around common sense. Not using bad words. Subscribe, share the video. Please like, turn on your notification bell. These things are very, very important. In order for us to spread the gospel of common sense, we have to attract more squad members to the channel. Please. Okay. And then if you're new to the squad, obviously we know we have a lot of new people. You can check out the About page to learn more about the Common Sense Sisters and the Common Sense Squad. Visit the community page where we put our regular updates and votes if we have any voting things going on. And then the playlist also section in a way whereby you can go and binge watch videos of your taste. Right now we have about 300 videos, so binge watch them and watch the ads as well. And finally, you can find us on different social media platforms. Our Common Sense Sisters everywhere you go, but stronger than MTN. Africans or Nigerians don't know what MTN is. Okay, straight to the live show topic number 2. Okay, we have people come. Okay, yeah, Igosa is here. You are complete package, sister. Kill them.
Nigerian men.
We are complete packages. In fact, are we not even overweight? Extra luggage, everything join.
No. Extra luggage sounds very negative. I'm a luxury package. And I define what my packageability is. Okay. Please tell me this 500.
What's up with the back-to-back? Eunice, are you
new here?
Eunice, you're not new now.
According to the ninth of the squad, you will say it's first service of common sense and second service of common sense.
Yes.
Eunice, check the community tab so that you will not be left out, because that is where we have the pool, where people vote.
Vote for how many shows that they want.
Vote.
It is not our doing. See it here. See the proof here.
See the proof here, Eunice.
Yesterday we asked the issue 21 votes.
Yeah.
76% show selected votes, and they cannot wait for tomorrow.
And we have to serve.
And we are submissive to the squad. Apart from God and whatever. Why do the people
now assignments? Now assignments.
We are submissive to the
squad. Today is love for love.
No, not now we're going to sing this song.
I'm not going to sing it now. When we day panel, we go sing.
We prepared special number for you today.
If you have been following the common sense, you know, say last month we talk about this like
not for our life too.
We talk about loan for love last month, but to be like it looks like the loan for love keeps coming back to us. It keeps giving.
We're not the one that wait to look for it.
No, it come. You say common sense that you have to shed more.
Light on this thing, and and before we even go, make I put this thing.
Put now you want put Rafiki.
Make I put Rafiki now, because sometimes they say common sense they pursue us. We say this sisters, now too much. Common sense is a blessing. Make I put Rafiki talks. Rafiki say common sense is not a gift;
it's a punishment.
Because we have to deal with people that don't have common sense. Rafiki they talk as they do yoga. Yoga is a state of peace. Everybody in the world knows who Rafiki is. I mean, if you don't know Rafiki, then
you don't know Lion King.
What's wrong with you?
Back to the thing.
Back to the topic.
This love for love. We will on our own on the streets of the internet, where stories they fall for our hands.
Junior say make me tell and say it's 500k naira, not dollars. Junior.
Baba, read the currency.
Have you ever been in love before?
Love don't enter. So have you ever been the crypto to someone's currency? Have you ever been the bit to somebody's coin? Have you ever
been the Shiba to somebody's Unu?
Oh, Shiba Inu.
Shiba. There you make me Shiba.
Today, breakfast might be served
on a national platter as cake. Or you collect your breakfast as meat pie.
Because when we talk, some people go say our heart strong like a cow. But we take and say we're not just common ladies. Because pressure cooker can make us soft. But we're not going to lose focus.
The right pressure cooker, please. The right pleasure. Pleasure.
There are a lot of stories for today. So bring your ear closer.
Brace yourselves.
One of your own.
Many of your own. Not the only one. There are many. We have about 5 stories today. We will go straight to the point. We used to wait for some people when they call for the first service.
Yeah. Girlfriend left me after I took out
500k loan for her in my name. First of all, please. I know we had this argument a couple of weeks ago about loan.
Last month. When that girl that got married and she took loan for that her husband that married.
Who's
You say,
where are the men who are this gullible? Eunice, were you in our bedroom today? Because we didn't
say who tell you say now only men they happen to Eunice?
No, because we put man for the thumbnail.
It may not be. It might be. It's a unisex thing.
Music vessel.
$500. So go get them.
Love is mortgage.
Love
you
is
have
magical.
Never been in love.
You've never been in love.
You don't know what love is. That's why.
I always say that if love takes away your senses, then that's not love. Really? I do not stand or sit to be corrected. Please, it's my opinion for today.
Okay. Let's go straight to story.
Topic number 1.
Wait, this. Now, after this topic, we will now put the link. After this first story, we'll put the link for people to come and talk about these things. Then we'll now sing our special number.
All the stories go continue.
Yes, story number 1.
What am
I talking like?
We like Anna.
Make I read the story.
Yeah.
Okay. Reading it. Wale. No, make I read it. So you read it now. Wale posted this thing online. He said, last week, I started receiving disturbing defamatory messages about one of my contacts, a friend actually. Of course, from the popular loan apps. I was so disturbed and I had to call him to know what happened exactly. I was terribly disappointed because I thought he was doing well. I spoke to him and he explained how he had been sending allowance of 30,000 a month for his babe to make outings to buy iPhone 12 Pro Max. He also sent 200,000 naira for Christmas gifts, 200,000 naira for birthday gifts. I requested that he sent his statement to me to prove, which he did. Over the past 12 months, he had spent roughly 2 million naira on his woman, while on a net salary of 2.4 million naira. This girlfriend, on receiving messages and calls from the loan apps, broke up with him immediately and deleted all their lovey-dovey social media pictures. He is now all alone, lonely, trying to get his life back on track. In addition to his current financial crisis, the girl served him well-prepared hot breakfasts on top. Of course, who wants to associate his or herself with a chronic debtor? Long and short of my whole experience over the past week is, number 1, make sure you are the love of your life. You are the love of your the life of your love of your life. Meaning that if somebody is the love of your life, make sure that you are also the love of their life. Number 2, being a quality man is more important than being rich. In the comment section, is that true? People should let us know. Number 3, be in charge of your relationship. Number 4, if you have to borrow to fund your relationship, then you do not deserve that relationship, obviously. And finally, many women out there leeches, scrutinize and pick a reasonable woman.
That's not the story.
Woman don't suffer.
Yeah, why everybody
suffer for one army, endure forever.
When somebody take, it goes and say, I foresee a man whose love was blind. Love supposed to get eyes. There goes, sir.
If your love is not blind, is that not true love?
If your love is not blind, is it true love?
You need to say, because they need to separate their body from their organs.
Eunice is harsh today. Sacrifice. Who sing that song? Oh, sacrifice.
Sacrifice your love with.
No, na old school love song. Why they hear that time when they write for our show, they go boarding house. When they hear that song, they play.
Please, so the people on this platform, have you ever taken out a loan for somebody that you love?
Hey.
Whether you be a man. This is story number 1. We have 4 more to go.
The story, there are plenty.
Music say poverty is a disease. You can't blame. No,
it's no poverty.
This is love. When they vex me, you put what love is. Love is when your heart will be doing jiggy, bang, bang. When you'll be running like the dollar tree. In love.
You'll be doing merry-go-round.
Oh, my love.
What shall I do to continuously prove my love for this woman? T. John, thank you, Eunice. What should I do? I want to show this woman I love.
Who will take love for me?
I want to fund my relationship. You know that Nigerian men,
he spent 2 million
out of his 2.4 million
naira yearly salary on the babe.
So and the babe app when he borrowed from, they pursued the notified website. This man is owing us. My thing is this. I think that I don't know. I can only speak for Nigerian men. Nigerian men, I think when they were created, there's something very special and unique about them. The way they toast, the way they woo women, the way they take on responsibility, even when they are not in a committed relationship like marriage, towards their women, just to make sure that the women will feel secured, is something what emulates. Other men should emulate. These are the good sides.
Jay, you know what I'm talking about. When I see you from far away, my heart go jiggy, bam, bam. Oh, have you ever been in love? Baby, I can't take away. You know Canada is very cool.
That girl now, will we call her a scum?
Is she a scumress? Because that woman.
Because how will you just go ahead? I mean, that man was a better.
Do you think that she made the right financial decision of not going into a relationship with a chronic debtor? I'm devil's advocate here. Not be everything we say Nigerian women.
Why you not go be angel
Yeah, I'm angel's advocate. Yeah, because she sees a demand spending pattern. If you're going to be running after me, that is just a girlfriend now. When we now marry and I become wife, it means that it basically too now be on my head.
But why about her taking the other road, the high road?
Which high road? She took the high road to leave the relationship.
No, she took the coward road because she could have also called to the man's attention. Some people are not financially disciplined. It's relationship, right? Maybe she could have had the conversation with the guy and be like, okay, my dear, I know
what if
that you are doing all this for me. No. I know you are doing all this for me.
What if she did not know?
That he was taking loans.
She might not know. She don't know because she asked and said, he give her money for birthday. He give her money
monthly allowance.
Give her Christmas money. Where are all these kind of men? Where are they?
You say, I'm here to date a Nigerian man based on the information you just disclosed. Eunice, Nigerian man when they toast, they do one both financially and everything.
Music say a person in a Jegula get chance to get babe. Yes, now music they have a chance. That's why they are loaning for love.
Yeah,
it's loan for love. Loan for love. Please, people should click it to the get. Let's.
If they're not clicking, no, we enter story number 2.
If you don't think you stop, but to dissect this thing, looking at it from the girl's point of view, yes, maybe she took this man as a financial benefactor who just happens to be her boyfriend of one.
Or the culture also has already made it seem like the man is supposed to be sponsoring the babe. So the babe is not supposed to ask where is the thing coming from. The man is supposed to be hunter.
She will ask, and he will give. Not be the same Bible.
And she may not know how much he earns for a living.
It's just like I'm asking my baby for money. He's sending me the money.
Yeah.
Why is the loan app pursuing also coming like she's like
that loan app is a savage app.
Do you people think that this girl made the right decision for herself to leave the relationship for a man that what do they call him? That is financially flamboyant. Because she has to think of herself too.
I will not even consign a golden fish when in a relationship. Talk less of 500K. June.
Why is this thing? Wait, I don't think people are more concerned about this thing being in dollars. So if it's 500,000 naira, it's nothing.
It's one now.
No, because everybody say, oh, dollars.
Dollars they come.
Oh, you are now pressing our naira. If it's 500,000 naira, it don't mean anything.
Where we put Ego Science?
Ego Science, please help us.
Rescue us, please.
I don't come. You be like say Junior, they my mind.
Great minds.
Please, Ego Science, please, 2 questions. Number 1, do you think this man made the right financial decision to lead that relationship? I don't know what the question is.
The man Amuguna.
That could be
men supporting men.
Pure and simple. Pure and simple. You understand? The man also is a victim of his environment, so I can say.
True.
You have to use money to pursue a woman. You have to use money to buy a woman's love. I could picture that. That is why he went all the way to satisfy this woman with money. And the only thing I suppose he brought on the table was money. I could also foresee that it goes back to one of our topics we did, where I believe that there was no compatibility. The only thing he had to offer was money. And the lady also had nothing to offer. She was also only on the receiving end, collecting. So when the only thing the man had disappeared, then she had to leave because the man had nothing else to offer apart from money. You see. So it goes back to the way men are groomed, that the only thing you can offer is simply money. And this day, and at this day and age, who spends in a relationship? We can flip it, both men and women. You understand? Yeah. Who spends in a relationship when the relationship has no root? Yeah, you have to be sure of that relationship, because I believe that the relationship was floating. You know, the relationship had no root. Yet you are spending, believing that you buy this, you buy this lady in the long run. You see, but at the end of the day, what she wanted stopped coming, and she ran away. I will not blame her for anything. The man is to be blamed.
Okay, thank you very much, Egusa. Jay,
after Jay gives her point, we will sing our special number.
Because we prefer
we're having this song for the last 3 weeks.
The song dedicated for this
Loan for Love.
Jay, let's hear your contribution.
Well, when will people learn? When will you learn that you cannot buy love? When will you learn, people? Hey, what Egosa said actually is essentially what I wanted to say which is, I feel like our society, especially for men, and this is something that we have to unlearn, is that you think that the only thing that you have to bring into a relationship is money, or like, anything that you're able to give the partner. So some of these people don't think about like, oh, like maybe she likes somebody that is attentive. Maybe she likes somebody that, is ambitious. Maybe she likes somebody that is patient or kind. They don't even think about that. It's like, how can I get this girl's attention? And what they know how to do is money, or even doing nice things. I remember back in the day when I was still back home, I used to attend this gym. And then this guy was offering me a ride. And then I was like, oh, sure, like, it's fine, because I've seen him regularly and I was comfortable enough to take the ride.
Yeah.
So he gave me a ride a few times. And then all of a sudden, he was like, oh, so when can I come and meet your parents? I'm like, what? Like, what do you mean? He's like, now I like you. I've been giving you all these rides. And I'm like, oh, wow.
That was all he had to offer.
That was all. I'm like, you don't even know if I like you. You don't even know if I find you physically attractive. You don't know anything. You don't even care. You just think because you've given me several rides home, all of a sudden you have the right to meet my parents, to start talking about having a relationship. So that act of like courtship and like, what do you bring to the table aside money? What are our compatibilities, right? Is so, I don't know what happened, but it's completely lost in our culture. So some of these people will go all out and borrow and steal and beg to keep a relationship. And the more people realize that money is not enough to buy love, and even if it buys love, maybe it'll be temporary love, but it's not enough to sustain a relationship in the long run. Stop taking out loans for your relationships. Like, guys, I said that, I think we talked about this in another
last month.
And I was saying, if your partner needs money from you, I personally said this, I don't give money that I'm not willing to lose.
Common sense.
That's how.
Like if somebody asks me for money and stuff like that, I don't have 500K to give somebody, and because I know that there's a chance that the person won't even give me back, whether they sign the promissory note or not. You can't force somebody to give you the money if they don't have it, right? So let's stop doing that. And then on the other side of it, why is it that people feel comfortable? And I don't want to say just women, but why do people feel comfortable to take money or material gifts from people without shame, or like something in the back of your mind that like, what have I done to earn this? Exactly. What have I done to deserve this? And why does this person keep giving me this money? Why do we feel so comfortable to collect things that we have not earned, we have not deserved? The entitlement to me is just like, because one toxic behavior feeds the other, and now it's created this horrible culture. Why is it that as a woman, because somebody is asking you out, okay, and they're throwing money at you, you don't even know if they have that money, you don't know the source of their income, you don't even know how much they make on a monthly basis, and you feel comfortable for somebody to be sending you 30K every month, and you're not feeling like it's not making you uncomfortable? What are we doing?
I don't know what the reason.
I don't know.
Jay, the person on the receiving end, can I try to answer, Jay?
Yeah.
Okay, the person on the receiving end is entitled. They have this entitlement mentality that money can buy what they have to offer, and for women is, even for men, is what is between their thighs.
You know what? This actually really ties back into the conversation that we were having before, and it's not just the virginity aspect of it. Let's just remove that, because we've hashed that conversation. But there is this mentality that people feel like, and I'm not bashing women, but I feel like it's a perspective that we need to change. And I didn't realize that this was a toxic thinking that a lot of women have, and it's probably in the bit of talking about women empowerment and empowering women and all that stuff that we've imbibed these cultures, these phrases, and these labels that might be a little bit toxic. You come into a relationship and you're like, I'm the prize. He has to treat me like a queen. He has to do this. He has to bend over backwards. He has to do this to make sure that I am secure. And I'm like, what about the other person? Are you also treating him like a king? Are you bending over backwards? But like, you just feel like it feeds that entitlement mentality that because you think that you are the prize, you feel entitled to somebody sending you 2 million naira just because you are the prize. Are you kidding me?
Like,
why do we feel, and I feel like that's part of the reason why that entitlement culture comes in, because we're like, oh, I'm a queen, I should be treated like a queen. Fine, if your husband has the means or your partner has the means to treat you like that, that's fine, but you should not be entitled to somebody else's money. Like, anyway, I'm sure some people would disagree with me. I don't care, but like,
Jay, you're spot on. And can I give a phrase? Can I give a simple phrase we all know? What is going on? What is going on is abuse, financial abuse. Yeah, financial abuse. The person who is entitled is an abuser. Yes. The person on the receiving end is an abuser, abusing the giver financially. So even the giver, the person that gives. So at the end of the day, which means that men in our society are groomed to be financially abused. Yes.
That's true.
Oh yeah. We are groomed in our society to be financially abused by our partners, and we are abused without even realizing that we are being abused. Because this story you just read, I could see the guy was so abused in that relationship financially,
and he probably did not know.
Of course he did. He's a product of his society. It says that in order to win a woman, you have to spend and spend and spend. You have to bend backward, as Jay said, to please your partner. But at the end of the day, you are being abused financially. And when the money stopped coming, she left, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah, he left.
Yes.
So that is abuse.
Nice.
And at the end of the day, it will result to stress, it will result to depression, it will result to all sorts of mental illnesses. So we come from us. We really come from a messy society that really needs to be cured from all this mess. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you all for your contribution. Right.
We'll go to story number 2.
We'll go to story number 2 before we sing our song. Story number 2.
Everything will flow.
Yeah.
Story number 2. You don't want to read it, let me read it.
So this is my UK's friend who was supporting his nurse girlfriend in Nigeria to come over to UK. Even gave her money for IELTS and CBT exams, totaling almost £1 million, just to support her dreams of moving to the UK. Only for the girl to move to the country and told my guy that she no longer finds him attractive and that she would need some space as her priority is now her career. Even when my guy drove almost 4 hours to her house, she couldn't even offer him a cup of water or anything to eat. Man has been left heartbroken since then. I pity him, sha. Then another lady commented under the storyteller. The lady said, my kid is coming to the UK. Her finance is now fiance na this man works in na finance.
You must comment now.
They background everywhere. Our fiance is sponsoring everything. He had to beg to convince my sis to learn how to drive, as he tried, but she refused. My sis is driving now. She cannot come to the UK and do nonsense. This thing boils down to family. Date from good homes. Ada, you know, makes sense for this one.
Smelly family and dating from good homes. I don't want to concern you.
So you see,
from good homes are also bad people. Anyways, our song.
This man now, this UK nurse,
sponsored his girlfriend
to come to the UK. Obviously, I'm sure these guys are also thinking that the relationship is a committed
a long-term
relationship. So it's more like I'm investing in the person I want to be with long-term. What do you people think? You go sing. Don't worry. Egosa and what do you not think? Where did this guy go wrong now?
These are just, I don't, again, like, I don't know how else I'll use my mouth to say this thing.
Okay, maybe we'll sing it to inspire you people.
Yeah, maybe. Just maybe sing.
Okay, so first of all, your mic. Okay.
Before we start our song, we want to give a shout out to the people where we coined this song from. You know, we commonsensesisters always give credit where credit is due.
Yes.
We want to give a shout out to So Worry because that's where the first lyrics come from.
The first words. Not the lyrics. Now
the first words. Then who else we use? We use a shout out to Wiki. We had Wiki lyrics inside this one. There was what else we use? There was this famous guy, Voxy Popular, Voxy Day, people there, you know. The people that, you know, we coined this song from to
breakfast guy.
Breakfast people, all of them, we give a shout out and give credits to people.
But now we organize everything.
Now we join everything together to make sense.
Okay, the inspiration just came from all these people.
Make we put our face, make we big for the screen.
Yes. 2, 1, go. Suwe. Will you be taking long for love? Will you be taking long for love? Breakfast now, national cake. You go touch everybody. You just touch some guys. We dey wait for your turn, oh. Breakfast now, national cake. You go touch everybody. Just touch some guys. We dey wait for your turn, oh. I see they pain them. He go they sweet us. I see they sweet us. He go they pain them. Hallelujah. I see they pain them. Hallelujah. Sweet us. I see they sweet us. He go they pain them. If you don't get it, forget about it. If you don't get it, forget about it. If you don't get it, forget about it. Foxy Populi, Foxy Day. If you don't get it, forget about it. If you don't get it, forget about it. If you don't get it, forget about it. Foxy Populi, Foxy Day. water. I have used my time.
This is what we do at 3 a.m. in the morning. I think we signed after 3 weeks of rehearsal.
We record that now. Wake up on a Thursday night at 3 a.m.
We go release album as a fine studio.
With the file will get studio, we go open at 3 a.m. for night. Because sometimes that's when the inspiration comes.
Oh my goodness.
You people, what will you have to say to this man now?
I hope our singing has eased it.
Jay, you people not inspired because the story cometh forth. They are stronger than this. We can't afford for people not to be having strength to speak.
Make Junior speak now. Make Junior speak.
Junior, welcome.
Junior, speak.
First of all, I was going to ask who composed that song. I think they do me somehow.
Now we give credit to the people where we collect some inspiration from.
So some of the words are from the tune and the organizing everything together, come together as a song. It's from myself and Ella. But some of the words, like we watch a lot of YouTube channel, right? So where they have that swear. So we take out on it. Nehikaba. Yes, Nehikaba. It says that. Breakfast na national cake.
That song they trend for Instagram. It's a natural song. I don't know who sang it.
And the guy with us, if you don't get it, forget about it.
That guy they trend for Pulse TV. And then the Boxy say Nigerian chief that said something a few years ago.
The voice of the people is the voice of God.
So everything all right. You know, sometimes
we mix them now as chefs.
They think of topic. You just something, things go just flow. You will read something online, we'll just start singing things coming together. Before you know it, boom, we'll just bring our phone, don't record them. Jam.
And we of course we have to add winking.
Yeah, wicked, If they don't get it, forget about it. All that stuff. So,
you understand now, Abby?
Yeah, I get it.
Okay, what do you have to say on this matter?
So just as a man can do it, so a woman can do it too. So this time around is women doing this to men. Okay, no wahala. Yeah. So I think people get into relationship for different reasons. I think Ella was making an assumption that they are probably in a committed relationship. We don't actually know if they're in a committed relationship.
The nurse guy.
Yeah, the nurse one.
Okay.
The one, so we don't actually know if they're in a committed relationship. But these things happen all the time. So people get into relationship for different reasons, and by the time one of them go to abroad and they realize that I'm not feeling this anymore, and maybe I found somebody else, or maybe I want to focus on whatever. It happened. In fact, I actually know someone that it happened in Port Harcourt a few years ago because I traveled to Nigeria. Yeah, exactly. And the guy was waiting, and I actually was glad enough that the girl actually said it, because a lot of people won't say it. They will just block you or not answer your calls and stuff like that. So I think it's man enough or woman enough for people to actually come and say that. And but another thing is that usually when stops like this happen, the guy or the lady they're very quick to say, oh, I did this for her. I supported her financially. I was the one that paid her school fees when she was in Unilag. I was the one that did this. I was the one that did that. Exactly. But again, most times when we get into relationship is not defined. I don't know how long this relationship were. I don't know if it was a committed. I don't know how serious they were. Maybe the guy has, a different motive, thinking that, okay, she's going to go and study and come back. We're going to get married. But no, maybe that's not what the other person is feeling. And sometimes the guy will feel cheated, not in a sexual way, but, feel cheated because of how much he has invested into the relationship. But yeah, I mean, I think there was one of the video that I said one time that there was no good way to end the relationship. So the girl could have also called and say, hey, we need to talk. And I think, I'm not feeling this anymore, or whatever her reasons is, instead of doing that, or just, in fact, I don't know. Let me just leave it there. I just feel like these things happened all the time, and when there is no clear definition of what the relationship is, and especially when one person is going abroad, okay, let's sit down and talk. What is the plan? These discussions don't happen. We just automatically think that it is going to happen. She's going to go there. He's going to go there. He's going to study. He's going to think about me. He's going to be in class thinking about me. He's going to go to bed thinking about me. No, nigga, nobody's thinking about you. It's just not happening. It's true. There are millions of people over there. I feel for him. I don't even know who this guy is.
This guy is in UK already. He's also a UK nurse.
What if between situation?
He's supposed to be enlightened.
He's a UK nurse, so he's the one bringing the babe over, paid for her IELTS and everything. So it's not like he's in Nigeria.
The woman are wicked.
That's what a lot of girls in Nigeria are actually praying for. So he has come and yeah.
It's somebody's prayer points.
So yeah, it's somebody's prayer point, but maybe her ulterior motives has always been, let me come once I get to UK, that's gonna be the end of it.
Yeah.
So and I think I remember Auntie B making a video one time and saying, please stop doing this Niger thing. So marry where you are. Try to find somebody from the zone where you are.
Yes.
So this is a big lesson. This is a big lesson from there because it's a huge investment. A lot of people are looking for documents, and you that have already gotten it are trying to apply for somebody who is in everybody. Yeah. Then the person finally comes, and you can actually. This is how people commit murder. Not you killing yourself, you end up killing the person, because when you think about how much you have invested, all those devilish and negative thoughts get into your head and you begin to, so I think people need to be very careful, especially whether it's a man or a woman, being manipulative of someone else's sweat. Yes. And I think it is not, it's being selfish, and also remember that there's a law of karma out there. So you may think that you will get away with it, and who knows, a few years down the line, Kama will revisit you. I think I'm so sorry for him. Let him move on. He's in UK. I'm sure he's going to find somebody else. Please let him not do another sponsorship from Nigeria. Please don't do it. Okay.
Did Egosa want to say something? Because we can.
Oh yeah. I just wanted to ask Junior. I just want to engage Junior with something. Junior, what about some men also, or some women also? They give freely even without asking, thinking that their money will buy love. What about that? Because most of the time the receiver doesn't ask. The giver just keep giving and giving and giving, and they always give, knowing that their partner that their partner doesn't love them.
I think those people lack self-love. What do you understand?
Self-love, exactly. They know that they are not loved. They know that they are not loved. So most of the time they overcompensate with giving money, thinking that the money will buy that love. You see, and in this kind of relationship, most of the time, only one person is in that relationship. Seriously. Only one person is in that relationship.
You are not the life's love of your life.
Yes. The other person is just there to grab whatever they want to grab. They know that relationship doesn't have any future. But yet the giver keeps giving, because that is
he's a cheerful giver.
Yeah, a cheerful giver. Oh.
He's a cheerful giver.
Oh,
so
yes.
You keep giving. You keep giving and giving. Obviously, you can. I think it's also had to do with self-esteem, because you keep giving, and you can obviously see that this is not going anywhere. She doesn't even care about you, or he doesn't even care about you, and you keep giving, thinking, okay, finally, maybe this money is going to strengthen the love or strengthen the relationship.
Yes,
and it is not going to work. And sometimes, even when it comes to that bedroom dance, you will be the one asking or begging. And
goodness me. Junior, spot on.
So hold on. I'm answering your question. So when you come to the bedroom dance, be the one begging and asking, and most of the time it goes for days and weeks, not you getting it. And maybe if Angel Michael touches her heart, she will give it to you, and let me just give it to him so that he can leave me alone. I mean, what type of relationship is that? You're just doing it. Let me just do it. He gives me money so that he will stop worrying me, and the guy will feel. Just that one time, you feel, okay, fine, she's still mine. Let's continue. Come on. You know what I mean? So then you keep giving. I don't even know if it's your hard-earned money you're giving or your father's money you're giving, So it's true. Because if it's your hard-earned money that you're giving, then you're foolish. Very foolish. So, yeah.
Hey. Oh, UKness. Oh, I think that what I was saying that earlier time, I kind of agree with you. Some people have self-esteem issues, and some people suffer from a lot of what is called people pleasing, and don't know that they deserve to be loved the way they love others. As harsh as it is, Junior just they use the nail and the hammer till they knock the wall.
Junior drag the nail by the nail ear.
But that's what we Nigerians do. Because if you don't say it like that, some people maybe they need to hear it said this way before their eyes will shine. Now you people are thinking that it's only men that are victims.
No, we never reached the men are still the victims here. We're still talking about men. Now story number 3 of this one is about wedding loan. We will just read them because it's not only people that are in relation, people that are also about to be married. They also take loans.
Now committed relationship now. Remember I was saying
we go to the committed one.
Let's take it to the engagement zone.
So this famous doctor on Twitter posted something and said, one day we will admit how having an expensive wedding in Nigeria is a bad financial decision. And many times, the couple suffer silently after the ceremony is over, especially the man. For me, though, except you are rich or from a rich home, a big wedding is a mistake that you would regret. The people I pity the most are the men. If you get loan just to please people, attending a 6-hour ceremony, or you get into debt because some people want to eat semo and dance finesse and wear matching ashebi, my guy, by Sunday morning when the wedding party ends, you will be on your own. Somebody called Lonely Lion Kente on Twitter replied Dr. Olufunmilayo and said, personally spent approximately 3 million naira for a wedding in 2016 to please my in-laws. You know, people say for my wedding to show you how painful it is, still paying it today. Then he said his marriage crashed after 2 years and he's still regretting the decision till now. His ex-wife has moved on and the in-laws won't even bother sharing his grievances. He's just alone with his financial cross to bear. So now, this loan for love. Another angle. Wedding loan for love.
Yeah.
My husband loves me. If he loves my family,
he will do this. Why is it that some men allow themselves to be played,
financial cash
played like this? Yeah.
Financial cash.
Like you have people that will go into debt to also get this kind of person must have probably going to get the engagement ring.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Exactly. Because I remember I talked about it a few weeks ago about like your fiance will present you with ring and you are all smiling and posting it on Instagram and you do not stop to think, how much is this ring? Where did he get it from? But honestly, like, why didn't the woman also take loan now since they are both getting married and it's both their wedding? Is the man marrying himself? Why didn't they both split the loan in the middle, 1.5 million naira each? Right? And then you can, if that's the route you want to go, right? Why does the onus fall on and this is again, it ties back to this nonsense mentality of like, oh, because I am the prize, then the guy has to go all out to make sure that the wedding that I want, I have the wedding that I want. And it's like, but there's 2 people getting married, right? In terms of loan for love, don't do it. Even if you're doing it for marriage, don't please. If you cannot afford to have the wedding of your dreams right now, then just have the wedding that you can afford at this point. Why go into debt? Why start your wedding in debt?
Yes. And the marriage even crashed after 2 years.
Start your relationship. Excuse me?
I said the marriage even crashed after 2 years. So it's like he's left with the cross of that 3 million naira.
So not only are you broken emotionally, you're also dealing with the debt of, and who knows, maybe he borrowed it from these are Nigerian banks that their head used to touch, that the interest is like 15%. Hey, oh my God. Stop. People, stop doing this. Stop. And yeah, I agree with the original tweet that said don't take out loans just because you want to get married and please people that will probably not remember the food that you served at your wedding. They will not remember any of that. Like I've had friends that spent thousands and millions of naira on their wedding, and they all say that they regret it, right? Because it's like you spend all the money, invite everybody, and then at the end of the day is you and your husband that's left with figuring out that, well, if you're lucky, 2 people, but if you're unlucky, it will be you as the man that decided to put the loan in your name.
Some people will say, "Oh no, well, we spent all the money for the wedding, no honeymoon."
You know, you say the wedding is for the woman now.
We play that card a lot too, that the wedding is for the woman, it's the woman's day.
Then to the woman, they will not tell the woman that the wedding is not enough for you, it's for your mother. It's for the mother. You that.
I think I have a problem with people that have people pleasing behavior. Because once you are a people pleaser and you've not cured that mentality, it will continue for the rest of your days. These guys ask, oh, the person who can provide beyond, no matter the
loves
struggle,
you the most of that
can provide. Like, you don't deserve care. You don't deserve to partake in this whole wedding stuff, to be pleased for the wedding per se.
Yeah, and you know, unfortunately, aside this whole like relationships setting, our society has a very toxic relationship with money and wealth. People don't take people that in our society, and by our society I mean in the Nigerian society, people don't take people that don't have money seriously. If you don't have money, you become automatically a nobody. Again, depending on the circles that you're around. So some people think that, and maybe that's the kind of, and I'm just speculating here because I haven't been in a situation like this, but maybe that's the kind of mentality that they take into their relationships, that like, for me to feel as an important member of this relationship, that's somebody that brings something to the table, I need to bring money, prestige, wealth into this relationship for this person, for this woman or man to respect me, right? I need to throw money at, you know, whatever scenario it is. And it's just so unfortunate because that's how we get into situations like this where you have to borrow money to it's just I can't even right now.
There is what we call spend to impress. Right? So, yeah, spend to impress. I remembered, I'm going to just pivot a little bit from this discussion. I remembered, I think it was Davido's birthday when he had asked anybody that he has helped before to send money, and I think it came up to about 150, I don't know, it was, yeah, exactly. And he decided to do something amazing with the money according to what he said, to put the money. Yeah, so I remember
he came up to 200 million and then he added 50 million.
Yeah, exactly. So you will not believe that a lot of people actually borrow some of that money just to impress. So they don't actually have that money. I remember my cousin calling me from Nigeria saying that, you know, a friend of his that knows the video very well had to do that because he didn't want him to feel like, I have helped you in the past. Now it's now your turn for you to do that. And a lot of people don't have that money, so they had to borrow. Right? They have to.
And you know, that's on their conscience because David also said how people were sending in 500 naira, like 2,000 naira.
Yeah.
So the person who go borrow. Now your head.
The person will go borrow because you want to make the video screenshot in it.
Exactly. So that's the thing, is spending to impress the thing. Just do, you know. Exactly. So at the end of the day, like Jay was saying, you cut your coat according to your size. Why do the lavish wedding? You do a lavish wedding, at the end of the day, everybody leaves you with their problem and go. Nobody will. Yeah, it's true. Nobody will remember. Everybody will eat the rice and they will drink. Some people will complain that they ate, they didn't drink, or they drank, they didn't eat. Exactly. Thank you. So, and at the end of the day, you wake up the morning of the wedding night and you're thinking, what the hell have I done to myself? Then there's a loan waiting for you to be paid back. You know, so what level of foolishness is that? So nobody will even remember in time to come that you did a lavish wedding or something. Like, if you cannot afford it, you can push it back. Okay, maybe next year, let us save up more. Like Jay said, it's two people getting married and not one person getting married. So if you're going to do it just because you want to impress, then I'm sorry for you. You're just soaking yourself into financial trouble.
Very, very true.
New meaning of STI, according to the book of Junior. Spend to impress. Spend to impress. We learn something new today.
We have it, and honestly,
let's go to Ghana.
It's only Nigerian men this happens to.
Yes, we are going to Ghana.
We are going to Akwa land.
We are going to Ghana now. Make you say it seems like it's an African man's problem.
Let me share our screen. Let's give us a moment because we like say Ghanaian men too. They don't do a loan for love with their Ghanaian women, no, not Nigerian women. Now people should give Nigerian women a break. Please.
Yeah,
make me rest. Okay, So last week or 2 weeks ago, this Ghana man on the left, this one here with his face like this, he called out his girlfriend who dumped him to marry a soldier that she claimed was like a brother to her after he rented an apartment and set up a business for her. So this woman on the left with the man who is calling out, and that's her on the right with her
soldier man.
Soldier come, soldier go, soldier do whatever you want to, but don't fall in love with me. Okay, let us read what Uncle Bless had to say.
Uncle Bless.
Before we even read what Uncle Bless had a lot of background in here, so people please bear with us as we video you. Now you go read this one.
Uncle Bless said, "You are getting married today. Wow, that's beautiful. Everyone will wish you congratulations in orange, and I will also wish you some. This man the piano. Is it not the same boy I asked you about when we were dating? You said he's nothing to you. You quoted he's like a brother. Everyone won't know we were dating because you hide the relationship from everyone and let everyone know I'm nothing and can't date you, right? Before you accept my proposal, we were there alone. Your friend Roberta was aware or not aware. You let everyone know her as a bad girl, so we all can hate her, right? You will bill me of all sorts of things, from rent, money for business, everything. When you attack spirit, this man they back down.
When you were attacked spiritually,
who did you? So
this woman, she don't only collect rent money for business and everything. She collected
spiritual money.
Spiritual money. When they hear this, so Ghanaian women, now they do past Nigerian women. When you told me you got a job at Aflau, so we needed to rent. You got that money within a few days.
You later said your previous place at Saga Cafe, your bill needed to be renewed. I did that with my
poverty money.
You let everyone know we're not dating.
After draining me down, you just came to ask me, who knows I rented for you? Why should someone know that I rented for you? And now you have blocked me because you have finished your mission of draining this poor guy down. I don't wear uniform, right? So you needed someone who wears some. And those who will attack. I bet go.
Where in the
remaining team?
I don't know. And those who will attack.
That was a lengthy post, yeah.
This is the man. This is the man now. You know, I don't know would we say this guy was pussy whipped, because I don't know how they will build you spiritually. Because the woman say get spiritual attack, they build the man, you pay. You say the woman will bring. Are you her father? You say
you already know that she know they rate you in the sense that she doesn't even talk about you to her friends. She said people should hide your relationship, and so it goes back to what I think was it Junior Egosa was saying of like some of these people, they know that they're not receiving anything from the relationship, but they are still there. Which one can be spiritual financial billing?
The woman answered him.
So when I own it, 2 days later, the woman came and she answered in very short words in the comment section.
Yes, so
where did she say? She said, "Why am I even responding to a fool like you? Next time, get your class. You are just a local client, but just look at me and look at you. You were that fool."
Oh!
And the whole of Ghana went wild.
Like, I don't know.
So make I remove this thing. Give me a second. I don't know. So that is the first
insult upon injury.
That is the one from.
Oh my God,
that's a serious insult.
Nigerian men, please, so you are defending.
It relates again to the first story, right? I don't. The guy was a mugu because the guy allowed it, and from his right up, he knew that this lady did not love him.
Massa, why? Massa, it's not Massa.
He knew all along. He knew all along that he was thinking that doing all those things for her will buy her.
He didn't claim her. She didn't claim him.
And he had nothing to offer apart from those things: open a business for her, rent a place for her, and all those things. You see, so he allowed it to happen. And I'm sorry for him, but he allowed it because sometimes people don't. We kind of ignore the red flags. There were a lot of red flags because the lady didn't introduce him to her friends. All those things. You know, the lady was hiding the relationship, and perhaps the lady was already seeing this soldier man. Exactly. That is why the lady wasn't public with this younger. I don't know if the guy is younger anyway. With this other guy,
Yeah.
You know. So I mean, the guy was a deliberate, I can call it a deliberate mugu. He nine taking leg waka enter. He
Isn't
knew
this?
he
Isn't
knew very well. He knew very well he was a mugu, but he allowed it. Like, yeah.
Isn't this what Samuel is always saying? Assistant boyfriend. He was exactly. This is a classic case
And he knew
of
it.
assistant boyfriend, and he knew. I honestly, I don't feel bad. Yes, the girl was a little bit harsh and maybe a little classless in the way she did it. But I mean, dude, she didn't acknowledge you publicly, and then you still kept giving her money.
This is why money. How can you pay for spiritual?
I never heard the spiritual problem.
This is why I'm saying, I said it before, that some people just think that they can buy love with money. They can provide for you to the extent where you will just be so blinded to all of the other things and you accept them. And I'm just like, guys, we need to do better. We need to expect, more from the people that we're in relationships with, aside just, a transactional relationship, because I'm exhausted.
See, guys, there are women out there that are gold diggers, and there are men out there that are foolish. Because
attack everybody together. It's giving me morale.
See, because sometimes when you enter into a relationship that is not genuine, because this guy sounds like one of these guys that will just see a girl that's physical attraction, just what she's, and you go for her, and she's looking at you thinking, let me see some change that I will be able to get from him. That I know that exactly. Then something like this happens, then you come and say, oh, she's ungrateful, she's this, she's that, she's that. Like, let's start from the beginning. Go to the genesis of how we met. What was your ulterior motive? How foolish are you to know that, okay, you know what? I don't feel sorry for any of them. In fact,
we go Kenya now.
Okay, well, let's not look as if it's only the women that were attacking today. Well, we're not attacking anybody, we're attacking.
We are going around the continent of Africa, so because the breakfast they serve for the
international cake.
Where Kenya? Kenya and East Africa.
I don't know. Kenya, where are you? I don't know.
It's Kenya and East Africa.
Yeah, Africa, then Africa. I don't know where they are. Not do African.
We they go East Africa.
So now we are going to East Africa to visit some Kenyans, and this one is a woman's story. After reading this story, we have a couple of movies to recommend that will help some women in the future to avoid situations like this.
This woman, eh?
Oh, sorry, now I'm laughing up.
I don't know if they feel sorry for this woman, then I will know say the squad is biased.
Put us for where?
First up our camera and I'm going to read.
Okay, so how my Nigerian lover ran away with my life savings. A Kenyan woman has narrated her ordeal. Sorry, a Kenyan businesswoman has narrated her ordeal of finding love. You go read this one, make I read that. I like to read this story.
You go read that with intensity.
Make I read that.
You go read that with intensity.
I'll read it. You can be adding enthusiasm. I'm reading it. Lynn disclosed this to Kenya's leading online news outlet, Tuko. A heartbroken Kenyan lady, identified by a fictitious name Lynn, has accused her Nigerian lover, Femi. All of it are named Femi. You put someone.
Yes, Tunde. Tunde supposed to come and give the meaning of Femi in the chat.
Yes, want to know the meaning of this name Femi, because all these Femi people, they always have it.
And I want to know whether Femi are feminists.
She accused Femi of disappearing into thin air with all her savings. Lynn, now this is not the small 2 million naira and 500,000 naira I'm talking about. This one is all her savings. Lynn disclosed this to Kenya's leading online news. The victim, who lives in Nairobi, told Tuko that she dated the Nigerian man Femi for roughly 4 months. I met him on September 11, 2021 at a hotel in Lagos. I was on holiday and we exchanged numbers. We became close for the 2 weeks I was in Nigeria, and he even spent nights in my room.
Feministic femo.
The light-skinned businesswoman said she was happy after meeting Femi and thought that God has answered her prayers of this
the Nigerian man.
Before we even continue reading this thing, I have a problem. People that will come and saying, God, answer my prayer of this thing, please.
She's praying now.
Okay.
She's a
pray for Nigerian man.
Nigerian men, they are amazing people.
Okay, sorry, let me continue. Okay. In early November, Femi traveled to Kenya and I agreed to host him. He was so romantic and will cook for me Nigerian food. Oh, Femi will buy me expensive liquor, that's alcohol. And my friends were so envious of our relationship, Lynn said. The 31-year-old said she was convinced that Femi was the one and that she was willing to do anything to please him, even giving him her car to drive around whenever he was going to meet his friends. Lynn said that when she met Femi, she was in an on and off relationship with a Congolese man. Oh, so she were praying for a Nigerian man while being with a Congolese man. Okay, who kept cheating on her. She said she eventually dumped this Congolese man. On Saturday, December 12th, Lynn said she went to Navisha, a town near Kenya's capital city, Nairobi, with her girl squad, and for an event that went down on Monday, December 13th. She left Femi back in Nairobi at her house because they were an item. Lynn said that the Nigerian man, Femi, packaged himself as a caring and loving man. He had promised to take her to Nigeria in January 2020 to meet his family. 2022 to meet his family and embark on wedding plans. She said that she had tried to have a child within 3 months that they were together, but this was unlucky for her. On Tuesday, December 14, Lynn returned to Nairobi, but upon reaching her house, Femi was nowhere to be found. I called him and he told me he was at his friend's place in Kilimani for a party and that he will come home the following day, she recalled. At around 8 p.m. the same day, Lynn said she opened her closet to take Kenyan shillings, 20,000 Kenyan shillings from her safe, but she was shocked to see that the safe was already open. I screamed so loudly. I was in shock. Only Femi I knew had the password to my safe. So Lynn gave Femi the password to her safe.
A woman in love.
This is her safe where she gives
a woman in love.
So I called Femi and asked him, have you taken the 900,000 Kenyan shilling, which is amounted to 3.2 million naira? Femi denied it. This is all of Lynn's savings. So Lynn called her house help, and who told her that she hadn't gone to her house since she left for Navisha. I tried calling Femi again, but his phone was switched off. And that's how I knew that I had been scammed. We were planning to travel to Zanzibar for Christmas and New Year holidays and spend time and cash there, Lynn said. Lynn also said that she decided to check her CCTV cameras in the security guard's room, and it was clearly shown there that Femi was leaving the house with a backpack. The heartbroken woman said that she was still shocked and could not believe that a man she loved so much could scam her. All that glitters is not gold. Be careful with men you meet out there, ladies, she advised. That is the end.
Well,
before we ask
a woman scammed.
Before we ask people what they have to say, we have 2 short videos to show you, because Lynn was praying for a Nigerian man.
Yeah.
She said he's a good lover.
No, we need to have for their opinion before we show.
Before we
showed you a one
show.
Oh yes.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry.
God. Oh my God, yo. Okay. There's a way a Nigerian man will woo you and toast you within 4 months that maybe you think of.
They are the best.
You give him your life savings.
Nigerian men.
You give him the key to your safe. Meaning that it's not like giving somebody your account and your bank details.
You give him your all because he has shown you
his all. And it's like you will pray for this thing and God has finally
answered your prayers.
Now, so people out there who have never been toasted by Nigerian men,
this is what you are missing.
This is what you are missing. This is the same man. Well, 2 women reacted to it. Some people might have seen this thing, but we'll just play it anyways. And it goes like this. Hey, see me.
How was the day going over there? I have not fall like the way that I fall for you. Even when we are on vehicle to go back to office, I keep on seeing your face. Even when I am in my machine walking, I keep on seeing your face. Even when I am in trouble, I keep on seeing your face. Why are you in my memory? That is the question that I ask myself. Why this young girl is in my memory? Why this young girl that I made short blood? How was the day going over there?
Number 2.
How was the day going over there? I have not fall like the way that I fall for you. Even when we are on vehicle to go back to office, I keep on seeing your face. Even when I am in my machine walking, I keep on seeing your face. Even when I am in trouble, I keep on seeing your face. Why are you in my memory? That is the question that I ask myself. Why this young girl is in my memory? Why this young girl that I met short plot?
That is it too.
How was the day going over there?
That is it. Those are the two. I don't know. This one to this.
So those of you that are ladies that are not Nigerians, you see.
Can you see how the Nigerian women, how they were behaving,
how they were responding
in that video?
If Nigerian man toast you,
don't forget yourself.
If Nigerian man toast you, they are God's gift to so many women. I am telling you. Hell, they are the beats to your coin.
900,000
Kenyan shillings.
You give out to a man when you meet in 4 months.
Let the church respond. We are done.
Part of me don't feel sorry for that woman, Lean or whatever. But no, seriously, part of me don't feel sorry for her.
Junior, the way you're harsh today, you tell us what's going on with you this today like this.
See,
Honestly,
I don't have patience for stupidity, because the thing is that every time people want to talk about God has provided, God sent me this person. Look at that article very well. You only met this man for 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we're hearing you.
So something I saw the screen. So you have only met this guy for 4 months. You gave him access to your safe. In that article, she even said, "I'm willing to do anything." Anything. That has an underlying keyword for me. Anything, including giving him his car to go and see his friend. Anything means even giving him access to my safe, which he did. Anything means even taking my money. Anything means take the 900 shillings, which he did. And within 4 months, she's so convinced that this guy, this Mr. Charming, is going to take her to Nigeria to go see the parents. You see, this is how you get married and you get divorced the next day.
And she wanted to get pregnant within the first 3 months.
Can you imagine?
Exactly. So again, I don't understand how vulnerable this woman can be. Like, why would you, like, in the next, I mean, I get that we Nigerian men, we have our styles, we toast, we do this, just, oh baby, you're the sugar, we can sweep you off the feet with that.
No, they put those people off the feet.
You people put those people on the soil, under.
And we love it.
Why are you in my memory?
Well, you guys like that. You guys like the sweet talk. You guys like the sweet.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
So, but I mean, you're in Nigeria. Maybe you grasp it faster. But someone and an East African lady that is being spoken to that way by a Nigerian man, and not just being spoken to that way, but actually show the action by love, cooking for her and stuff like that. You're like, oh my goodness, this is a husband material. Oh my goodness, I want to keep him.
And remember,
oh
she
my
was
goodness,
in a relationship with a Congolese man who was cheating on her, and she has been praying for a Nigerian man. So going to Lagos, meeting this Nigerian man that is showing her all that affection and whatever, she jumps on it immediately and thinks that this is God's answer to her prayers.
Exactly. You don't find another, you'll be scammed. So you'll be scammed. So part of me, I think she should take partial responsibility for what happened to her. Yes. I just feel like the guy is a bit greedy. He should have left some money instead of taking the entire thing. No,
they were planning to go to Zanzibar.
He just wanted to
maybe he was not planning to go with her. Maybe she was planning to say, and you're planning to go to Zanzibar. It's only your money that we use to go to Zanzibar. The man money no they enter to go Zanzibar.
The fact that he even gave her, she gave him access to the safe. Me, I don't know what she expects. She expects exactly. So she gave him access to the safe, and you say that he took the money. So, I mean, no, I don't really feel bad for her. I think she should just forget about that money. She's not going to get it back.
On overdrive.
You say what?
Desperation on overdrive.
Desperation Pro Max.
Yeah, Pro Max. Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like man, like it's like I'm working overtime today, Sha. I don't honestly, all I would say is the woman should just the remaining money that I put in the comment section.
Maybe
her next salary, she should just use it to wipe her tears. Use it to dab her face and move on, because
thank you, Jay.
That was just so dumb. How will you give somebody that you barely know access to your bank account?
Safe.
Like, are you kidding? Are you kidding me? Like, are you serious? she's lucky that he actually did not take more than just the money.
Not sell the house.
And
Sell
Jay,
your house, sell your property.
And Jay, the worst one of all, even without the money, let's even forget about the money because she can even make more.
Mm-hmm.
The worst one is trying to get pregnant for a stranger.
Yes.
You know what? It's not surprising, and I've seen, because I think I've said it before on this platform, that I attended a private university. It's one of these public ones. It's one of these popular ones that are like Christian owned. And I saw a lot of my friends back in the day. They'll see this guy. They have a huge crush on the guy, and then you ask them, oh, so why did you guys decide to date? She was like, like God just, God, I saw that God just wanted this relationship to happen. I'm like, oh, really? Tell me more. So when I was talking to him, I just felt peace in my spirit. I'm like, okay, oh, this peace now, wow. And then 3 months later, they've broken up. I'm like,
the peace is fire.
What happened to the peace? And was it that God maybe mixed maybe he meant to say Fumi and then he said Femi? Maybe. But that kind of thing, when people have that kind of thinking, they are so what's it called, blinded, because they're so rooted in religion that they don't really open their eyes to see what is right in front of them, and they drop all of their guard down. Because she's saying, oh God, I've always wanted to marry a Yoruba man, blah 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 blah. I always wanted to marry a billionaire, but that doesn't mean that if a billionaire came to me tomorrow, I would just all of my senses just go out the door because somebody that I've always wanted to. You understand what I mean? So when all these people have like, these toxic ways of justifying their decisions, they tend to drop their guard. To be quite honest, all like common sense has left the room. People are. She's talking about getting pregnant. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Like seriously, I don't feel bad for her. She's lucky that like she didn't even get pregnant because that kind of person, she will, for the rest of her life, she will be the only one raising the child if she actually had a kid for him, and he will not contribute a dime, a penny to making sure that child is okay. So she should call her losses and move on.
And also, Jay, I think one of her problem is the fact that a lot of her friends were envy of the relationship.
Yes.
Yeah. Her friends were envy, and a lot of women out there think and believe that they think how do I say it? They think that
this relationship as a weapon to better your friends.
They think that pregnancy is a ticket to marriage, and which is not what it is. So like, just because you're pregnant for a guy does not necessarily mean that he's going to marry you. Yeah, and your friends around you are envy of your relationship. You think that, okay, you found Mr. Right and stuff like that. Like,
yeah, Junior.
Yeah,
the guy was a trophy.
Exactly. I still don't feel sorry for her. Sorry, she should be lucky that she didn't lose more than 3.2 million. That's not a lot of money. She should move on.
Yachman, are you there?
Good afternoon.
You're welcome. How are you?
I don't know why you guys are afraid to go there, but I will go there.
Go there. Where are we going to? Drive us. Where are we afraid to go? It depends on where you are going. Where are we going?
You see, in the player circle, they call it penis power. You see, when a woman jump penis power.
I said digmatized now. Well, I'm saying digmatized.
In fact, till we start misbehaving, so you need to find out from her what kind of bola did she eat. Was it plantain, cassava, or what was it that made that to go to the next level?
He was cooking now.
But she said she was praying for a Nigerian man. Yeah. God has answered her prayers. He did all these things that
he was cooking.
On a more serious note, I have dealt with those kind of religious kinds sometimes. I think what happens is people tend to project what they're looking for in other people. So you say, if I see you and say, I've been looking for a woman that looks like that. Yeah, they can look like that person, but they act like what you want. They can be Christian, but are they Christians? So we get caught up in the superficial things around it. We don't go in depth enough. So, like most, let's say for instance, now guys tend to fall for that tendency. Like, women with the I want a guy like the 6 foot. Once the guy is 6'2" or 3, I've been praying for a 6 foot guy all my life.
So
okay, but what is the substance behind the 6 foot guy?
And also their prayers, they are seeing the
and also, are you the only one chasing after the 6 foot guy? Like, I'm 6'3". I'm not saying anything. If I go to a wedding, like, that's the reason I don't even go to Nigeria anymore. When I used to go to Nigeria,
you are missing out.
You're
missing jollof now.
How you that is the prayer points. You will not go there.
No. That's my point now. Like, when I was a best man for a friend of mine, I was a best man. Once that guy, in fact, all the guys were trying to talk to the girls, and I said, and my friends to be wife said, okay, the guy is single. Everybody just ignored those guys and focused on me. Like, okay, it's the tallest of gone. Like, so those guys, they got angry. Like, how can one guy just come from anywhere? Just bonus now. You can't talk to this tall guy. Oh, must he fight? I'm like, okay, go meet the girls. I don't want the game. Like, but that's what's going on. Like, you just cannot. I think it goes back to the point that some of these guys were making earlier. There has to be an in-depth conversation. There has to be more to people, like, to know them more than beyond what you see. And this, I won't say women doing more, but to show off my new man to the new group, like, look at her, look at him,
my Nigerian man,
Nigerian
men on
Nigerian men on that.
So you not take this chat. Let us know the meaning of Femi. Because every time whenever we hear all these stories, it's always a Femi. It's always a Femi. Always a
Femi. No. We have there's some specific for you guys. I don't know. As a Yoruba man, there's some specific guys that God just gave that anointing.
Why you said that the name of Femi?
I'm telling you, God just, when you hear like Ola, Femi, Dayo, Tayo, like those guys like just
What's mean of Femi? What does Femi mean?
It means love me in Yoruba.
Hey! Women, this is the problem. This is the root cause of the
So even you just calling the name self, you already toasting the guy. Just calling the name, you're already toasting him.
Oluwafemi.
You see him? We are addressing the root, the name.
Now the carrier of the name, because the name is not good name. So you go just the old swag. It's love embodiment. The answer to so many women's prayers. This woman, say there are some women, there are some African women that Nigeria men. Let me some of our men.
Why are you in my Viacom? I just can't stop seeing your face.
I don't feel sorry for the woman.
Of course not.
Because she's a businesswoman.
Yeah.
And a businesswoman that cannot make common sense decision. I don't know how she runs her business. Mm-hmm. Maybe she will be, in terms of business, maybe she's smart, but in terms of like
emotional quotient, whatever,
EQ is very low. Very, very low. Because you cannot be having fantasy. I mean, you're not a teenager.
Yeah, and people that she's 31 years old, like people that also blame God for things. It's like,
always dragging God.
God answer your prayer, then the thing not work. Is it God that charged the man or the God that charged the woman for you? Now, what does that have to do with God?
The uncomfortable truth is, like, I know people don't want to buy. God has nothing to do with relationships. I've been saying that before, and I'll say it again. God has nothing to do with marriage. It has nothing to do. It's your choice. If you find the person, you have to do your due diligence to find the person. Everybody will put on an act when you first meet them. Now, everybody wants to put on their best foot. I'm the best. Like, especially if you meet like a narcissist, like, I'm the best thing you will ever have. Like, everybody wants to project that. That way you don't go away. And number two, we live in a society they say variety is the spice of life. Everybody has too much variety now they can pick from. So even though you might be the best something for somebody right now, if they're not actually looking to settle down, they will go somewhere else. You can give them the best sex ever, the best food, the best everything. Once they sell that thing again, they will jump.
So, Yatman, what do you think about loan for love? Before we go on
the what?
Loan for love. So we covered some stories. I don't know when you joined, but we covered some stories.
Loan for love, like you pay somebody to be with
you. No. Some guys in previous stories that we spoke about today took loans out for their own name for women and love. So, for example, a guy was taking money from a credit company and he gave his then girlfriend. All of these people are in Nigeria, obviously. Then he put out 30,000 naira a month for monthly allowance. Gave her 200,000 naira for her birthday, gave her 200,000 naira for Christmas. All in 12 months, he spent 2 million naira on the girl, and his net salary is 2.4 million naira. The girl ended up breaking up with him after finding out that these loan companies are coming after him. So, what do you think about people who go out of their way to show that they're financially flamboyant? So, they will go and take loans because they want to lavish this on their partner.
Or the one that's sponsored, like in the UK, nurse.
Yeah, two things to that one. See, don't let me go back to my player days. Don't let me.
Please go back there because it's from there we'll put
lessons. You know how they say alpha men fox, beta men box. The same.
Wait, slow down.
Okay, so
alpha men fox.
The alpha man will fuck, the weak man will pay. You know how a guy
so assistant boyfriend.
No. You know, like the same girl that you are spending money on is giving a dominant guy that thing for free. So you are the one doing romantic. Like back in my player days, a girl would go on a date with a guy to the most expensive place, and she's coming back to my place with a plate to my house that night.
So will be sure that Nigerian women are always take away. Sometimes the take away is for the boyfriend number 2.
I'm telling you, I'm talking. You are the one. In fact, you'll be spending the weak guy's money on the other guy. I have been on both sides where one girl is giving you, I am a born again Christian, I am born again, and Friday night she's with a different guy that is doing guluba. So, number one, you should never give anybody that much money that you're not married to. Boyfriend is open game. If there's no ring on that hand, everything is fair game. I'm being honest with you.
But what about the man that took a 3 million naira loan for 2016 wedding to impress his in-laws, and 3 years after the marriage,
after the wedding crashed?
Is it 2 years? Or
2 years after, yeah.
2 years after the marriage crashed.
Who came up with this idea in the African setting that you have to spend that much money on? Who came up with that?
The in-laws.
No. Who is the one? No. You know, you have to agree to what they're saying. That's what I'm saying. If the two of you say we want it cheap, well, that's it. I have friends that I know Nigerians that they've gone to the courthouse, and let me even give you a quick story. We had this white girl, Michelle, at work when I was working in the hospital, and she's like, "Oh, I got married," and I said, "Oh, congratulations." I said, "How much did you spend on the wedding?" She said that she only spent $4,000 for the whole wedding.
Wow! You
should have seen the faces of the African women. They were angry. They say, 4,000 just for the ring? She said, "No, the whole thing, no." She said she bought the ring, bought the tuxedo and the stuff for the wedding, and they went to the courthouse. They said, "Where was the reception?" They said they went to Applebee's.
They're nowhere.
African men, you see your life. She said, "For where? Applebee's. You're supposed to get big hall to get all this stuff. Like spend." I'm going to a wedding next month though. This next month, I'm flying down to, and I won't mention the state. They spend 70K on the wedding. I mean, they're going to be spending 70K on the wedding.
70K what? Dollars or
$1,000? Yeah, on the wedding to get the hall, to reception, and you know it's a two-way wedding. Yeah, but back to your point of taking loans for people.
Yeah,
what have they done to earn the loans? What is the agreement? You know, sometimes in court here, even between couples, when you take loans, people have to sign, forget love. Sign here that if anything happens, you will pay me back. So I'm not saying that you should not help somebody you're in love with, but have it in writing, because at the end of the day, it's on your credit. In the West, it's on your credit. Nobody will say, "Oh, but it was for you." They will say, So if you're gonna do anything for anybody that is claimed to love, and it's a loan, not a gift. If it's a gift, then you're stupid. But if it's a loan, no. But no, I'm serious. Because if I'm giving you a gift, common sense, if I'm in love with you and I give you something, even if you betray me, a gift you be like, even if you leave me, I won't be hurt. Just a gift, I will move on. But if it's that big to the point where it's a loan, then there has to be some kind of legal document to back it up, just to sign in case you go to court. I've seen so many court cases where people go and they will ask them on court cases where that person agree legally to pay you back.
Yeah,
if you cannot do any document, then it's fair game.
Yeah. Yeah, this one self is not this one is even in the case where the woman knows that you're taking the loan. In the first story that we read, this woman did not know that this man was collecting loan to give her money. So it's like he was just doing it out of his free will. Or in the Ghana story where we read of the guy paid this girl's rent. She said she has spiritual problems. He paid
for the spiritual problems.
I don't know how
the guys call it in the player circle, we call it simping. That is a clear case of simping. That's a simple. Like I don't like me now. God has healed me of my player days. So
Which one did God heal you now?
Which one? No. Because I teach young guys now. I like, they say, oh, they have problem with dating because I give them expo now, things to watch out for. Why would you never date if you have to pay to date? She's not yours. If you have to bring out your wallet to prove that, because if the money is gone, she's gone. So all this, who even asks her? Nobody asks you.
There's some ladies.
Like what are you trying to prove? Like what are you trying to? Like I told you before, back in my day, I never even pay for a date. I just see you, I talk to you, back to my house. If you're not coming, I move on.
Yeah,
I don't do all this dinner. No. I don't do all this.
Or you dey shop dinner when I'm adult person.
In fact, you come cook for. There was a time I was dating somebody back in my college days, and she went out. I don't even know what. She got this lobster stuff, and she even helped me. This guy gave all this money, and she gave me like $400 from the guy's money. And she didn't even do anything to the guy. She even dumped the guy that he was too weak for her. She was not strong enough, but the guy had money. I keep telling guys, don't keep spending money on women that just to prove. You can spend money on a girl that you like, fine. But if the money is there for you to prove that you love her, then you're simp.
You see. So the reason for spending the money is what matters. That's what I'm hearing. So
yeah.
You will love the
person. Yeah. If the person is your wife now, of course, that's your wife.
Yeah.
I'm saying that there's a large disparity between that ring and just in today's dating market. If there's no ring on that hand, nobody's worth going to that much for. I don't care how much you love them. If they have a ring on their hand, that is your wife. But if the hand is still empty, it's fair game.
Junior, please, what do you have to say to what your fellow man?
Yachman doesn't give us wisdom from the old to the young.
Yachman, please, we are attending people's wedding. The people are praying to 6'3". In the Junior, go on.
I'm falling asleep.
Now, Yachman voice.
Sorry, I'm just listening to Yachman talk. Sorry, I'm just kidding. Oh no.
Even Nigeria made it. I feel like Yachman has a very nice voice. That one is true. I don't know if he reads books to people, but like
say they mentor young guys. I hope those young guys, I hope they are listening. If they don't listen, they go use their money shop. That's their business.
Well, yeah, Yachman has a nice voice, so I can understand Junior.
Junior, please go
on. Junior.
Yeah. So.
You're not gonna say something.
I think Yakman said it all. Like really. Sorry, we are still on the same topic, right? About that lady.
Yeah. Yes.
I think I've pretty much said what I needed to say. She just needs to forget about that 3.2 million shillings, naira, which is about 900 shillings, 1,000 shillings. So yeah, she should just learn her lesson and move on from that. I hope next time if she meets someone else, so please not a Nigerian, she should not give anyone her access to her save. So she just forget about it.
I agree. I was waiting for this table to be shaking because I know guy when no they spend money while dating, no go spend while married. Ladies, FYI, that one safe.
That's the stinginess.
The stinginess. But I wonder if
she's saying a fair medium.
A fair medium is okay. Yes, I think they're probably referring to people that the men are on the platform are referring to men who are using money to buy love or buy affection from a woman. You know, and then they'll go out of their way and do all this. But they say, not true. Now some men when they spend, they know some men are very stingy. We have stingy men that will come and say, yes, we shouldn't spend anything until we marry the woman. Baba, if there's nothing you're really contributing, why are you there?
For me, can I say something?
What about?
Can I say something, Egosa?
Who was talking?
I think Egosa wanted to say
something. It's Toby.
No, Toby just joined in. Somebody was saying, can I say something?
It's Egosa. It's
okay.
Okay. Yeah. I'll just say it quickly, right? I think both of you, sisters and Yachman, just said about marriage. If marriage is not guaranteed, or if you haven't put a ring on it, then yeah. I just want to say that marriage is not guaranteed. People go all the way and get married to that person they want.
Maybe the 3 million Ghana when they say in-law not even feel for him.
Yeah. So marriage is not a guarantee for you. Okay, because you've gotten married to this person, then you will. Because even during the marriage, you still be seeing red flags.
Who they ride horse?
Who is doing woo there? Please mute yourself.
I don't carry us go Buckingham Palace, so I hear the background.
Now horse, that's the way they ride horse. One man they pay for rent, the other they pay for me, the other they pay car note. Not showing them. Baba,
men are scared. Why are men scared?
Why are you scared?
Why are men scared?
So the brief thing I just wanted to say is that marriage is not a guarantee. Yeah, some people go all the way and marriage for marriage. How do they? What is that legalize? Is it fraud marriage or marriage with false pretense, something like that? Yeah. So some people go all the way and get married just to snatch what they want to snatch. There's divorce now. Divorce day now. So after you get what you want, you sign the damn paper and move on. So marriage is not a guarantee. In 2022, marriage is not a big deal. People go all the way.
Amaka is also shackling more tables. Amaka is going to a realm.
Splitting the bill on a dinner night because you guys are not married. Of course, I agree with this one. Yes,
it's not allowed.
Man, when go just say split where? Hey, Toby, you late combo.
Yeah, sorry. There's so much going on my end. This weekend has been crazy. But yeah, I just called to come and say I didn't run away. I did here.
You know that
you see, fellow men. You see what's happening to your fellow men.
Oh yeah.
Did you hear what Yachman said? Yachman say he knows that is the answer to many women's prayers. But he's 63, so he's not going to be attending Nigerian wedding with you.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't get that part.
You take because crayfish because Toby is also Toby is 6'3".
Say it again. I didn't hear you.
Because Toby, you're also 6'3", I'll be 6'5". I don't even know. I'm
6'3". The last I checked.
Now, wow.
What do we do? What do 6 footers do?
Nothing. No. We just everything that's been going on in the life.
Because so let's say I think
I don't know if you were here for this. If you
didn't hear what Yachman was saying and all the stories.
No. The story of the second part of the show is the guy that the same old story now. The guy will go pay for in babe to go school and the babe can't dump him. Abi?
Yes, but you know your family story. You know you're the Kenyan lady.
No, I did not. I'm sorry.
Then okay, let me preach it to you now. Okay. This Kenyan lady Lynn went to Nigeria for vacation in Lagos. Lynn met an amazing, sumptuous
a man that's called my Femi. Love me.
Love me. In a Yoruba, I still don't know.
A Yoruba demon.
I won't call him a demon, please. Demon. I refuse to call Femi a demon.
Okay.
Femi spent some quality time with Lynn, the Kenyan lady.
Okay.
The Kenyan lady has been praying to meet a Nigerian, for God to send her a Nigerian man.
And she was with a Congolese man that was cheating on her. This man doesn't have to date the whole
before. So she made her way back to Kenya, right? She was very happy, obviously, to have a relationship and all those things, right? Then this guy came to visit her in Kenya, Femi. And Femi, what did they do for the background?
We are meeting as we're telling the story. We won't finish the story. We'll meet you. The crayfish will be caught in the sand.
So now, this woman now, she's willing to do anything. She even went as far as saying her friends were envious of her, right? So there's a time the guy will cook, love, so many things, showing her the qualities of a good man or what she's probably imagined.
And she has prayed for.
She was praying
for a Nigerian
man. Up to the extent that her ovaries were sweetening her that she wanted to get pregnant for this man.
Within the first time. We know we have to be gain access to music.
Now night now. So her ovaries were singing. And like, I want this man's offspring. I want to carry it.
Yeah.
According to her, she said it didn't work out that way. So she couldn't, she wasn't able to get pregnant that time, right? So there's a time that she traveled out of the city. He came to visit her, so she was willing to give him a car to drive to go and see his friends and all that. Then she traveled out of the city for some functions like that, only for her to return back home. And she saw that her safe, where she kept her money,
900,000 Kenyan shillings, which equates to 3.something million naira.
It don't vanish.
It don't vanish. Number one. Number two, Femi must have also probably told her that he's willing to take her to Nigeria to see his people, like talking marriage.
In January,
this January of 2022, to see people for marriage and all those things. On the side, they were planning to go to Zanzibar, with that money. Now, our lady-in-law from the Kenyan shilling inside gave Femi her password to the safe
where she kept the money.
So she was safe with Femi to be able to give him password to the safe. Now she had to check her security camera because her house help was saying that she never visited the house since she traveled. So she had to check her security camera and only to find out that Femi was leaving the house with a backpack.
Jesus.
What you concern Jesus concern? So why you not call Femi? Jesus collect the backpack.
Forgive me. Carry go, I didn't hear you.
Call Femi number. Femi saying day with him friends or something like that. He will come back the next day. But obviously, Femi, as we are speaking now in the month of March.
Femi don't spend the money for another babe for Tanzania.
Femi Femi is nowhere to be found vocally, spiritually, physically. And the Hatchman just came and gave us a new word that
something.
Have we heard about Penny's power? Could it be that Lynn was stigmatized?
Stigmatized, yeah, possibly.
But Penny was also doing the right things that she would have obviously prayed for in a man.
She said God answered her prayers, and her friends were jealous of her.
Yeah. It's a look. These things it's all complicated. You know now. Whenever man and woman matter, no be today. You know, from time immemorial, the matter is complicated. You can only hope for whoever you are engaged with to have the best of intentions. Otherwise, just cross your fingers and pray to your ancestors to guide you. That's all I'm gonna say.
Let me shock you, Toby. Yachman will give us another golden nuggets, digging into his past, graciously digging into his past. Maybe saying some babe go expensive dates with guys that they are not really into.
Nigerian men. The Nigerian men, they will be blaming Nigerian women and saying,
you know, say some women buy takeaway when they go out on dates. Now, it has always been assumed the moment time history memorial of the inside that it's fellow girls are fine for. But today, we put it to you that Mr. Yachman tell us, say, he has been on the receiving end where we say, this girl went on
the takeaway.
The girl they bring the takeaway to
when they accuse us women, say we dey shop.
Bring the takeaway to inside.
So I cannot relate to this because I've never heard.
Relate because you're also 60. And you're a good man.
Thank you. I appreciate the compliment. The only thing I can say I have experienced is remotely close. I went on a date one time with this chick. You know how before they bring the main food, the main course, they bring the bread. You know,
Italian restaurant.
You know this Italian restaurant where they give you this soft bread first. This chick begin pack this bread inside her purse. Inside her purse. She says she won't carry her mama like her. She won't carry her go give her mama for house. I mean, it eventually didn't work out. Otherwise, I won't be here talking about it. No. Wait, now it was other things, but I'm just racking my head trying to think if I've experienced anything remotely close. I thought it was weird because for me, we were just there to have a good time. The bread itself is not really the main thing. It was just a means to an end. But she was so focused on the bread, I started packing it into her purse for Yankee. For Yankee. Guys, for Yankee. I really.
I will not give the bread to her mother. What if she likes bread? What if she likes bread?
I don't know. I don't know what to make of it. I was just taken aback by that, and I thought that that show it was just weird. So anyway, that's all I'm gonna say. It was just a little weird. But look, let me speak to the big story, which is it's unfortunate whenever these things happen. It's very sad and it's very unfortunate whenever they happen. But the fact is that at the end of the day, men and women, whenever we get involved with each other, you can only pray and hope for the best. You can only pray and hope for the best. That's all I can say. There's no way to determine if somebody will. Yeah, go ahead.
In this comment section, who will be bread of life? Drum roll. Maybe she worked in bakery before.
I don't know. Look, again, I'm not picking on her or whatever. It's a long time ago.
We don't know. We really, obviously, so don't worry about that.
But the fact remains that I just brought up the story. Look, don't like.
Oh, Toby, don't.
You people have used bread now. Anyways, we have to be rounding up. I feel like
the moral of the story is don't take out a loan for anybody. Mm-hmm. Anybody that wants something, money or whatever, they should take out the loan by themselves in their own name and deal with the consequences. And still, I had this view in the last live stream where we did about last one about loan for love, and I'm still sticking to my views.
Yeah,
whether they're your husband, whether they're your wife, do not, from you. I will not take out a loan for any human being in my name. Only for myself. The loan is for me. I will be paying it because as I'm taking that loan, you too, you should have your access to be taking that loan now. Yeah. Why should I put that burden on myself? Because and not only use money to be impressing people. Yeah. Now you've seen it in this case where this Kenyan woman gave all her savings to this man. Mm-hmm. How can me, as a hardworking woman that I am, money where I suffer sweat to get them, I will just give it to someone or give them my bank details. Because if you're giving somebody the code,
that's like access to your life.
It's access to your bank details. That's what it is. Mm-hmm. That's what it is. Why will you give like somebody that you met in 4 months?
I don't even care
you just allow yourself that loose and everything, I will not take out a loan for somebody. I will not you should not be that careless to just say because somebody is meeting the appearance of what you think should be the ideal man or woman for you, then you lose all your senses. You see, you've been wanting a Nigerian man. Then the first Nigerian man you have, you just go. Not to say that there are no good Nigerian men. There are great Nigerian men out there.
Yeah.
And
can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Sorry, we got disconnected. Yeah, but I just heard you. Yeah, you're saying all the right things. For every bad story, there are 10 good stories. Okay. Mm-hmm. So any non-Nigerian chick that is out there listening, okay, don't let this one Femi guy, dissuade you from achieving your dream of being with a Nigerian man if that is your goal. There are lots of amazing Nigerian men out there, and who will treat you like a queen, who will respect you, who will protect you, and who will not cheat you or rob you. You know, they will go all out to take care of you. You will even be the one be like, let me to do something now. How come you're the only one doing everything? There are great men like that. So, but again, it's in the real world that we live in. There are also people, you know, who have bad intentions, and there's nothing we can do about that.
Yeah, you said to.
Yeah.
Toby has come to speak up.
I answered the question last time, though. I want to make sure I did, you know, because when I left, it was intense.
Toby, last time you said that you will take a loan, but you will monitor how you will spend the money.
Yes, and we were telling you that the women on the platform were telling you that.
Don't take a loan.
That women were on the platform were telling you that women get power. When you go fishing, that you they monitor the loan. It's time you come, the loan will monitor you.
So the last time we had this conversation, I was saying that marriage is a different thing entirely, right? When you're dating, it's a bit dicey. Like when you're dating, it's a bit dicey, you know, because you're still trying to check each other out. In marriage, like you're already in, but it doesn't mean you should be foolish either. Like, you know, if you are talking about taking out a loan to help your spouse, I don't have a problem with that. I support it every way because we are committed to each other in every way. That's the idea. That's my understanding of the vows we took. We are committed to each other, but it doesn't mean you should be stupid or foolish, you know. You know, yeah. So you can be on top of things. Let me speak specifically to the loan. So you took out a loan for your partner to start a business or whatever. Don't just be aloof. Don't just be far removed from the process. Like you should be involved in the process. You know, understand the business. Ask your partner, have you done your studies? Have you done your research? What do you know about this business you are going into? You know, be involved. That's actually how to show that you actually care about the person. Because if anything happens and anything goes wrong, it's going to affect you as well. You know, so it's a journey, it's a process, and I don't have any problem with taking out a loan for my partner if I can. I don't have a problem with it at all.
Okay, Yachman. Yachman.
You know, in the case of divorce, they always say money is probably one of the number one or number two things that's the reason why people dissolve. And I hate to, you know, sometimes when people talk about relationship and money, they tend to discount the importance of economics. It's like when people discuss about even getting married, they ignore, they don't want to discuss about money, and like they shy away from it. I'm like, no, open your mouth and discuss it now. How much are you making? Well, you need to start. It's not gold digging, you know. It's actually you need to discuss it. If you're a giver and you meet a taker, you match. If two givers or two takers jam each other, now allow. Yeah. So you need to. I'm serious. There is more to this than my point is there's more to dating a relationship than love. Love is real. Don't get me real. I'm not into these people that say, "Oh, love is just..." No, it is real. But it takes more than love to make this thing happen. Especially I just read this morning that in America, as of this morning, divorce rate is about 57% as of this morning.
Why? What's the cause?
This is the shocking part. For the first time in 100 years, that 57% occurs more between the so-called religious people. You would think that they will be the one that will be least divorced, right? They say for the first time, over 50% of people that divorce, they're looking at the average. There's more religious people divorcing than so-called regular folks. That means God has nothing to do with when it comes to this. So forget God, though.
Yeah, very true. Very true. And I completely agree with my brother that what he's saying. He's very correct. I've always maintained that you know, sometimes atheists have better marriages than religious people. You know, it has nothing to do with God. It has nothing to do with prayer. All this one time we're discussing this matter of when they say, "Oh, pray that God will touch somebody." I'm like, you can't pray somebody to love you. They either love you or they don't. You can't pray for God to convince somebody to do right by you. They're either going to do right by you or they're not. The prayer is just to help you psychologically deal with what you're facing. You know what I'm saying? And I like what he just said about the finances. Research anecdotes also show that the number one reason for divorce is money.
Yeah, very true.
It's not even infidelity. People are willing to forgive infidelity sometimes when the money is right.
Yeah, that's true. That one is very, very true. Another angle.
Yeah. They're willing to forgive infidelity when the money is right. Not that we're endorsing infidelity, but it's just that it's so funny how when the money goes wrong, everything goes wrong with it. You know, so he made a very great point that, you know, it has to be discussed. You know, yeah, maybe not at the beginning, yeah, you're getting to know each other, you're getting to the table. As time goes on, you have to put your cards on the table and then you have to discuss all these things. And yeah, I just want to say that he made a very valid point. It's a great point.
I saw Junior taking off his mic,
Junior, you wanted to say something.
Is the fact that it is true that finance is a very serious issue in a relationship or in a marriage. I want to talk about this loan. You see, the problem is that we talk about whether or not you are in a relationship or in a marriage, you still have to be careful in terms of taking a loan out of somebody. Because if you are married and you take a loan, most of the times it's not even discussed how the loan is going to be paid back. A loan has to be paid back. A loan has to be paid back. And when you are married and you take out a loan, it becomes our problem, not your problem now. It becomes our problem. So somebody has to pay that money back. So there has to be an effort on the person that wants the loan to pay it back, whether or not we are married or not. You have to be doing something. There has to be a way of, okay, is it money for a business? If you start the business, how are you maximizing the income? Is the income coming in? How are you paying the loan? Because in as much that we may not want to take out this loan because we're in a relationship, there are some people that are so selfish and self-centered that even in the marriage, all they are doing is to take and to take and to take, where the other person is working their ass off and they're suppressing the person's finance, whereby they have an issue. So it's not just because you're married that is the only reason why you have to take off this loan. There has to be a work in progress of the person that actually wants the loan. Yeah, obviously financial trouble might come in a marriage where you want to support your spouse, absolutely, but there has to be a plan on how to actually pay this loan back, because the loan company is not just going to, okay, you know what, you're having a financial situation, let's just let it go. It's okay, we are going to cancel your loan, because there are some loans that are not forgivable even if you file a bankrupt. Like, for example, student loan, from my understanding, is not excusable. When you file a bankrupt, it still has to be paid. I know that's what we're talking about, but the thing is that as long as the reason why the loan is taken is for a good intention, absolutely, we can work towards pay. And please do not take a loan that you cannot pay back. Please don't take more than you can. Don't borrow more than you will be unable to pay back. So please, I'm on the side of let brokenness not come. Let brokenness not come, so I don't have to go down. So anyway,
I don't understand you 100%.
Me, I don't take loan for nobody. I've said before that I make nobody take loan from me. Don't do it. Another thing I used to say is, and I respect people's opinion of when they are willing to take for their partner, which is fine.
Stand by what fine. Like Amaka and Toby, I can see where their point is coming from.
Exactly, 100%. Exactly, I agree. Someone was asking a question about one time, like, oh, what if the person has this dream to have something? Hey, anybody can.
Martin had a dream.
Work hard towards saving for your dream.
Or take out the loan by yourself. I don't understand.
I can maybe if I want to invest, I can come in as an investor because I can put in money. I know that I'm willing to. That is okay for me losing it. And I don't say that's bad investment or good investment, right? But to say yo go sign to take loan.
Because taking out a loan from the Western point of view, for you to be able to take out a loan or whatever,
finance is very dicey.
You have good credit history. Now, for people who don't have good credit history, obviously it's more difficult to get that. So some people, it might be maybe family stole their information. So because some mothers and fathers who destroy their children's credit, that one is talking for another day. It might not be their fault for having this. The situation is all dicey, but
that's what Junior is saying, that at least people should have a plan on how the loan should be paid back. Because people remember that Nigerian girl's story, the young lady that got married. You know, people were saying, for all the wrong or whatever. She got married and all those things.
And 19, took out a loan for her husband and everything. Now the marriage has crashed, left to pay the loan. Obviously, these are just bad examples. There are definitely good examples out there. But
there are also people too that also they get with partners that they did not know their financial ability or disability.
Yes.
Okay, or their financial sense of responsibility. And after they got divorced, they realized that because they were married and without finding out all this information or whatever it is, they are paying the debt that they not even incur for this person. But the fact that because they were married to this person and all this thing, they have to be paying that debt back. And they found out when they were about filing taxes. The same religious people. This one happened with a religious couple.
I think that's the same thing that we've been seeing on this thing. That
people should just have common sense, have a discussion.
If something goes wrong in your relationship, the first thing for you to do, I think, is not for you to come and be saying, but God gave this man to me.
Yeah.
But God gave this woman to
me. Yeah.
What signs did you ignore? Yeah. How many times did you ignore them? How many red flags did you paint as green or purple or yellow or blue? So it's like,
or you say you will manage them,
you manage it, you change the person and all those things. So if in this day and age, like you are still thinking that you can use money to sway a woman, if the woman wants to leave you, she will still leave you. Mm-hmm. Like in the last video we were talking about, if you want to say you are using virginity that are using to sway man, if the man wants to leave you, he will still leave you. And it goes vice versa. If, for example, like this Kenyan woman now, she gave all her all to the 4 months relationship, but then it still did not work out. Something that will not work out, it will not work out. Mm-hmm. It will not work out because why? Both partners are not bringing the equal amount of strength and time or whatever that they need for the relationship to work. It's simple as ABC. It's not about a spiritual being doing this thing. There's spiritual aspect of a relationship. That is one aspect.
Those who are paying for spiritual aspect.
People that are paying for spiritual, like what the hell did that Ghanaian man would have paid for that? You say spiritual. Did you like? It did not. It doesn't make sense.
She has spiritual problems, so which means that maybe the pastor said bring certain amount of money for anointing.
For anointing and all this. Yeah. So it's like some things don't make sense to me. And this loan or whatever is.
Let me give you guys an example. Let me give you an example. I have a cousin here that's is a very educated man, but he met a Nigerian woman that came, but she came from Nigeria, but she was illegal, but he liked the girl. Like, I like the way the girl is so pure heart. You know, I'm going to do everything for her. I will file for her. So he bought this girl a $4,000 Honda just for her to be using for work until they can get stuff together. Next thing, he goes to visit this girl. The girl is taking public transport. He say, "Where is the car?" They say, I saw the car as seed."
I can't laugh.
All right, let's as seed. Okay.
They get the car to another man. That's not to be a pastor.
Interesting.
Wait. They say, call me, say, "Oh boy." I say, where you? I say, I'm in the club. I say, "Oh boy, come on, club. Come here now. We are going to this pastor's house." We get to the pastor's house. The car is parked outside. The man said, "You have 5 minutes. If I don't get the car keys back." The pastor had the audacity to be arguing that the car was already sold at the seed already. The man said, my name was in that car. If I call the police now, I'll say you stole the car. It will be theft.
Yeah.
So that just tells you when it comes to these so-called religious people, sometimes the mindset is off. So it's like, man, it's a baby girl, I love you, but I cannot walk this journey with you because even if I give everything, you're gonna throw it down the drain. You are too far gone. And even if the girl was still arguing that it was God that spoke to her during the administration, to give church.
He didn't knock the pastor.
Those kind of people here. They are long gone. You cannot save them.
So, yes, man, that issue, I want to believe that it was probably resolved, maybe because it was in the diaspora. I remember a few years ago, there was a guy in Nigeria, Commonsensesisters. I don't know if you guys will remember. There was a guy in Nigeria, in fact, it was all over social media, that sold the family house to Pastor Chris Onyakilome's church. So exactly, and they were going to cut back and forth to get this back because you see this brainwash sow seed that they always tell people. So, like I tell you all the time, I mean, you expect people to use common sense, but the truth is that common sense is really not common to a lot of people. So that's what the problem is. So, and they were not willing to let go of the house. There was a family house. And because they believed that it was a gift that was given, they have sowed the seed. So the church keep taking from people. And I remember growing up as a child, I think Catholic too, I'm bonafide Catholic. So we are taught that church is actually a place where you're supposed to go and receive, and not the church receiving. You know what I mean? So they give, you help the needy, you help the poor. But unfortunately, our country right now, if you see what is happening all the time, pastor this, pastor that, it is, and I think now, what's his name of this pastor that has opened the restaurant to feed the poor, that I don't understand what he's doing. Let me see how long that is going to last. So, I mean, that's just the problem that we have in that country. So it's all about, taking. How can somebody sow a family house as a seed and you're willing to just accept it, and accept it and say, okay, thank God, God is going to multiply this for you?
I don't know. And apart from even all this,
where did this woman now that Yatman talk about, when you dare Nigeria, why you not use yourself and your money when you work for your poverty self? Take the sow seeds. Why do people use other people's money to be sowing seed? Because it happened. You remember the story we brought here for the guy that sent the 600K house rent. The woman go
7 million naira.
7 million naira. The woman go use 5 million. Take go sow seed. And this seed, I think we like to put it in perspective. You are giving another man's money.
That he gave you for some. So he's like,
that's how I see it. It's not even seed. You are carrying the money that belongs to a man that you're in a committed relationship with.
And
you're giving it to another man.
Which one is spiritual father? Spiritual,
Sister, just quit clearly. No, be even give you dash. Go dash.
And you have apart from this giving money to children, you also have some women whereby they're in a relationship with him. I'm not talking about a wife now or whatever. Then they expect that since this person is not a boyfriend for them, they are responsible for their whole family. So you are supposed to pay for their father's medical bills, their mother's medical bills, their siblings' tuition,
their rent,
and they are paying for their family rent. Like, I don't. This thing, it just even annoys myself. Well, I think I've dragged it in.
I wanted to ask you,
so your sound is sounding one kind. Are you close to your microphone?
No, can you hear me better now?
No,
it seems like you're a bit distance from
wherever you're talking into.
Is it better now?
It's not, but just speak. We'll be quiet and we'll listen.
Okay, hold on, let me.
Okay. I think
let me just. I was not trying to bash the church. I mean, God knows we've done that.
That's not. Not explain all these things now.
But you know where I'm coming from.
Oh, we know now. There's not. Listen, it's people that lack critical thinking that will come with the mindset that to think that you are.
Okay. Let me ask you. But what if you love somebody so much, but they are stuck in this kind of stuff, to the point where you are forced to leave them behind? Like you like somebody like more, but
yeah.
Counseling. I can propose counseling to them.
Can I respond, please?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So, first of all, the lady that gave the car, it's the only excuse. If I'm going to explain what she did, it's because of maybe she's just fresh from FOB, fresh off the boat. So that's correct. Why the mindset from the Nigerian system, the indoctrination, the religious, whatever, is still very fresh with her. If you follow up with her a few years down the line, she would have evolved. She would have changed. So that's the only way I can explain her taking that step. People where they live for Yankee, we don't take for years small. They don't make that kind of move.
They do them. You don't know, say Nigerian pastors, then when they come abroad, they say
sorry, guys.
Toby, no, that's not true.
And they have my name in a different direction.
Toby, let me shock you. Let me shock you.
Go ahead. Yeah.
There are nurses in Boston here. let me shock you. There are nurses in Boston here that still send their tithes to Nigeria from America.
To Nigeria,
I'm not kidding you. It still happens.
Yeah. Wow.
They are sending like 7 of them will send like about 7 or 10K for prayers to one man in Nigeria every month.
Wow.
You still trust me, man. We are stuck in that kind of shit, man. I'm telling you, it's hard, bro.
Yeah. No, I don't disagree with you, bro. And we on this show, I mean, they know my stance on these things. Maybe I'm just a part of me is just trying to cut some of these people some slack. But yeah, I mean, I've been an advocate. I've been an advocate against. We have a major problem in Africa, in Nigeria, and yeah, I've been a strong advocate against that. But to your question about if you love somebody, that's the one I would really want to speak to. And the person has this mindset. It's the same thing. For me, how can you even begin to love somebody that you are completely ideologically opposed to their own
the love was already
view?
there, Toby. It's like this is
So
what relationship. The love was
the only thing I can think about is, for me though, is how did you get there though? Like, what conversations were you having to the point where you now conclude that you are in love with this person? So my understanding of what kind of conversations, like, because at some point you will have understood the person's mindset. You would have known.
Let me explain to you, because that was a personal thing for me.
Okay.
I think it's counseling though. For me,
let me just open it up. Like, how you are getting to know somebody, right?
Yes.
And you're getting serious, and you're like, okay, let me meet your dad. You are, if a guy should tell you, let me meet your dad, you can tell that he's taking it serious now.
Yeah.
And you say, forget my dad, meet my prophet, meet my pastor. You know what I'm saying? Like wait a minute.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing.
No. But that's my point.
I get your point, bro. I get your point. Yeah.
You'd be like, wait. So the second time it became, I'm like, wait a minute, what's up with you? And she's like, oh, this man of God is my spiritual authority. It's my spiritual head. I said, what? Your head? That means it tells you what to do. And you get to find out.
Wow.
So I'm like, if the pastor has taken the place of a dad in your life, that way, that there's no way I can know at the beginning. Now it takes time to know those kind of things.
I agree. I agree.
So
Now, when you put it in context like that, bro, it makes sense. And I've heard of, it's never happened to me personally, but I have heard of cases like that where people basically enthrone their pastor, their man of God, and the man has to know everything that goes on in their lives. The day they sleep with their partner, he knows. The day the guy came, he knows. The day they didn't come, he knows. Their salary, everything. For me, if you are not that kind of person, and you are involved with a lady like that, there's no two ways about it. If you just need to engage them, that look, I don't agree with this mindset. And if they insist, oftentimes most of them will insist that, my man of God, this and that. And at the end of the day, they still insist that they're not willing to, because sometimes they don't even allow their so-called love for you to override their belief system that they're holding on to. Maybe you even think that they might say, okay, I love this man so much, he doesn't like this thing about me, maybe I can yield a little, I can bend a little and be flexible. Many of them are not even willing to do that. In that case, there's no other way for me than to just go our separate ways.
I agree.
I think
you had something to ask Yachman before you got off.
Go ahead.
No, I think if I remember clearly, I think I heard him say it was the cousin that brought a girl from Nigeria.
Yes. Yeah. And then the car he bought
he bought the car for $4,000, and he went to visit her. I guess my question to her was that we're not living together. Like she said,
no. Let me clarify. He did not bring the girl from Nigeria. The girl came here by herself. She was already here illegally. So that maybe they met, then that's where that transpired.
Yeah. I think for me, it's good he went to get the car back though.
That's the dead end of the relationship. For me, there's nothing they won't love.
If he says he loves her, if he says he really is in love with her, whatever the case, so I don't know.
Yes,
Maybe he can suggest counseling or something for rewiring. But I don't think that if someone keeps going back to the place where they keep hearing the same message, that they are going to ever evolve. I'm not using the word change. That they are going to ever evolve, because she just showed clearly that she lacks common sense. How can a man tell you to bring a car to him to come and sow seed in America where people they pay car notes?
What were you using to sow seed before you had
in Nigeria?
What were you using to sow seed?
And
why
then,
you not use your bus pass sow seed?
Why exactly? Why don't you exactly? And then she did not also have the decency to tell the man, which means that she knew what she was doing.
And the car is not even in her name.
You know, she knew what she was doing. The car is not in her name. So you were taking. So if that man did not see her taking the bus, he would never have known. So which means that if he goes ahead and pays for rent or whatever, Pastor Gose is coming to do prayer and anointing in the house. To anoint the door, anoint the bedroom, everything, to drive away spirituality and everything. Baba will come and be finding out that, wow, now they pay for another man to be having access. Like, that's ridiculous. So as far as I'm concerned, I don't know if he feels that it's really, really lovable. He can try counseling route. But personally, some things are not just worth investing.
See, love is not supposed
to just go
giving me stress. It's not supposed to be. The other things of the world that are stressful, whatever. But for relationship and whatever, there are hiccups. But don't be the asunder in my relationship with you. If you are the asunder, please let us up.
Those are the kind of conversations that people need to have.
Very true.
Like, but like I think I was here like earlier, a different podcast or a different show.
Yeah.
And we were talking about abuse, about narcissistic people in relationships.
Yes.
And I think it also speaks to the people that they've been so deprived of love for so long that even when they finally find one that is even remotely close, they will just hug on tight up. At least I have one. At least I have something. So I think that you have to be open. Have those kind of uncomfortable conversations about finances, about religious beliefs, about family. Because some people you can love them.
Priorities in the love relationship, like who is coming first? I cannot imagine that another man, before my own, like any man when went with think and the man they craze. I don't care whether you're a priest or you're a pope or you're a bishop or whatever the heck you call yourself. Which nonsense anointing? Like
but these preachers that they are very ruthless. My old pastor in Austin used to tell me. He said most of these people are single in the churches because of their pastor.
Yes.
Like sometimes you even see a girl will say, "Oh man, we'll bring a guy from outside to the church." They will say, "This guy's not from our church. We don't know him. You can't date him." They will just block that out. And she's clocking 35. She can't find anybody in that church. He said, no, they must have the same doctrine. Even though they're Christians, but they still want them to be part of their own church. So they will keep many of them single for long until they get older and they get frustrated. They leave the church. But I've seen those kind of cases so many times where people are not allowed to date in a church because the other person does not align with that. And that guy told me, he said the reason is that it's even worse if you're a girl, if you're a lady in a church and you're a worker, if you're a singer or you're usher, because they need you in that church.
Yep.
So they won't let you go because you are very. So they must come to that church and the person must see that person in your church.
We went somewhere.
I'm telling you, I'm not. It's serious.
It's true. It's true. Yeah. I remember. I don't want to call the exact place where we went to, but we went somewhere and there's this lady, right? And she was just idolizing the pastor. Like, she was like, oh, you people have to visit my church. Wow, the pastor is amazing. The way he preaches, his swag. I could say, is this man not a married man? She's like, yes, and he's really anointed. I'm like, and she's like, oh, I'm also friends with the wife. Even when they had their baby dedication, we had the, cloth. And I said, why are you talking about somebody's husband like this? It's very uncomfortable. Oh, he's anointed, he's spiritually inclined. Mother, rest. It's another woman's husband now. And she said, I'm praying for a man to be
like him and all that. See.
I left the chat.
Everybody's an adult. All these things. Hey, your background. See, all of them.
Everybody get background.
They're born all of most people that are here.
Gullibility. You choose to be gullible. Yeah. I keep saying it. You choose to be gullible.
If you keep going to the same place
where they are feeding you nonsense,
you, then
yes, you choose to be gullible. Now. And all those women that will be prioritizing men of God and spiritual destiny over the man that they're in a committed relationship with, they are mad. And the men should not be in relationships with all the kind of women. Yes. And if you know, so people who have lacked love in life, they would have known one way or the other. Because there is human instinct that tells you the way this person is treating me, I don't deserve it. Fact. But because we have insecurities and we have self-doubt, we will suppress that voice, that inner voice that is telling us what the truth is. If you're having esteem issues, you've not experienced what true love is like from somebody giving it to you, I think you should be working on yourself. You should not even be in a relationship. You should be working on yourself. When you have finally reached a certain point where you know what is good for you and what you will not accept, then you can go into the dating market. Then you'll be able to see, you will be able to smell the signs. Like, you don't even have to be, unless you bet a narcissist or something that is skilled in pretending to be who they are not. There are some things that people will do. Like, there are some things that they will say. There are some actions that they will take. Passively. Not directly towards you. There's a way that they will analyze some stories. That you will be able to see how their brain is operating. Yes, I cannot be with somebody that is going to be choosing their spiritual leader over me. Are you mad? Then go and be with your spiritual leader. I also will not choose a spiritual leader over the person I'm with. Yes. I don't even take them. Now, so I go just that kind of relationship is like, oh, why are you leaving me? Oh, my dear, my beloved. It's not you, it's me. It's me. It's me. It's me. It's not you. No love will make me to be loving you at the detriment of myself. Especially like after you have discussed this, like Toby gave an example of you tell the person about it, if you're not willing to change, then you leave. I don't even know if I even have the patience to wait for you to say you will change. Because I don't know. Because, as far as I'm concerned, that's who you are, and I'm not ready to change. Because they can pretend for one time, then maybe let's say it leads into marriage, then that becomes another thing, or the relationship, becomes it prolongs, and then it's another rising occasion of you're always putting your man of God. How can you gift somebody a car because you're helping them? You're helping them, and you spit in the person's face and go and give the car to another man that you're so yes. And that's disrespect now to the love now. No. Or like some men that are giving some women money, they go like I don't the thing they wire. And some people that are very lousy about their relationship, they think that they will go and be talking to other people when they have sex with the plans of their relationship so that the man can call anoint. I've heard some pastors or some religious leaders that will say before you decide to commit to a man, even before you show them to your parents, you should bring them to me. Worry. Nollywood has helped all these stories. Before we even forget, we had some movies to recommend for some women. To some women who are sitting about alone for love. Men can watch it too, but obviously. So if you've been on the Iroko Street, you've seen them. Husbands of Lagos. It's a very, very nice series. We recommend them to help with all these love and financial and whatever situations. Another one that exposes the Femi to Omogeto the Saga, giving money to your lover and all those things. And then finally on Netflix, this is Smart Money Women. This one is very, very good. Also about loaning for love and giving your love and all that. And sometimes even some people remember in the Smart Money Women that were watching the show that were watching, the guy was also a mama's boy. Yeah. So it's like he will collect his wife's money. Anyways, people should go and watch it. Yeah, they need to watch it. But because for me, I don't understand. And I cannot have it's difficult for me as a human being to have conversation with people that don't have sense. And your device is not connected. So try reconnecting again. We can't add you. I cannot. Okay, this is good. Okay. Are you Adewale? We're adding you now. Are you going to be on video? Do you want your video to show? Okay, because he was showing. Okay. Yeah, Adewale, welcome. You can add to the contribution to this matter because me now.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Yeah, because I wasn't sure my mic was working.
Oh, so now it's working now. It's working now. Because this loan for love thing and these people being irresponsible, and then they'll be saying that then some people will say, oh, the church has its own responsibility. If people don't go there, if you go to where the message is nonsense and you continue feeding yourself with that nonsense, I'm not expecting you to change. I give myself an example. I offer myself as an example, and I don't usually do this. I remember I was in secondary school. There's this church I used to come and collect carry into bus and whatever. They would go to church every first Sunday. There's always jollof rice. So I was spending my last Sunday in the school.
I said I'm not eating jollof rice for many months, so I'm going to go to this church to go and eat jollof rice. After when I drop offering in my teenage,
you have paid for the jollof.
Paid for the jollof
even
rice.
As a teenager.
I went there and I did not agree with anything the pastor's wife was saying. All again, he said the same of women oppression, suppression, some. How can you be
inside this Canada
preaching to international students
inside Canada?
You're advising people to follow their
career, they
follow their
people,
follow their career, whatever. You're talking about oppression and all that. I carry my money. I dropped the offering, shop the jollof rice, carry my takeaway, and I move.
No conscience.
Let me saying that because classmates are preaching to me to be coming to this church, then I will keep on going because I will just be going like that. It's my Nigerian community. No, if you're in a place where it's not serving you, whether it's your church, because sometimes we blame the church, but forget that individuals too. You bear your responsibility.
Yeah.
You bear your responsibility. The pastor will not force you to do this thing. They spoke to you, and continuous repetition made that thought sink in your brain when you think that if you don't go to this place to get this spiritual cleansing, if you don't pay for somebody to pray for you, then you're not enough as a human being. People have to find themselves. If you don't find yourself and know who you are, you should not be in a relationship. You should not be in a relationship because there will always be problem. Yes, Amaka, there will always be problems. So I don't understand if, as a young person, I was able to have this thought. Somebody will come and say, it's your background, the family you are
raised. Which background?
All those who are playing 2 points of view, but there are also people who are raised in reasonable, like
Ella, let me tell you, the reason I don't agree with background, because you were it's Canada, right? Where we say you know even they see jollof.
Yes.
Constantly say you see that sweet jollof.
Is it enough for me to sell my birthright?
Because of jollof, now you sell your birthright of common sense. When you know that what this person is saying is not right.
To support
some people say, but as an elder, elder when they make common sense, that one the elder. I don't want to say what you have to say.
People are just
about the story. Well, I think in our community, I think whenever we're in relationships or we fall in love with someone, we tend to leave our brains at home or leave it somewhere, and then we follow just our heart, and it always ends in disaster because if you're in a relationship and you're using your brain and someone tells you to get a loan of 500k, like how would you? Doesn't even make any sense.
I think they're just joining. They didn't tell some of this for the most of the stories that we read. The women did not ask the men to take loans. The men took it by themselves.
Yeah, I'm talking about the men. Like, I mean, how would you get a loan of 500k for someone else? You're not even sure. I mean, you're not capable of paying that money back, but you're giving it to someone else. I don't know. Even if it's someone you're romantically involved with, it doesn't make any sense. And even it's a girlfriend for that, I mean, doesn't.
They just imagine that they will go and give it to pastor. Say, I want to sow seed to the man of God. The man of God said I should bring this seed to make sure that our relationship would work out.
Hey! One not even men, but it's already paying us.
I mean, is it the pastor that will make your relationship work out, or both people?
The pastor is the link between ourselves
and God. So to get to God, they have to go. They think they have to go through a pastor, so they pay.
No, that means you're 3 people in the relationship already. You, the boyfriend, and the pastor. Yes, because whatever the guy does in the relationship, the first person she's going to think of is the pastor, and then she'll go to pastor. Pastor, please, pray for my relationship. I think the devils are attacking it or something. So rather than talking to the person in the relationship, you go talk to the pastor. And the pastors start, those pastors they're never objective anyways, because they're just going to be taking the lady's side because they want her to keep coming to the church because they want the offerings to keep coming.
Yeah,
of course. So I mean, the relationship is not going to go anywhere.
And I think it's easy to know those people shy anyways, because every conversation before you make this is a boy, pastor, my pastor, my pastor,
I don't. Whenever I meet women like that talk about their pastors too much, I don't know, something in my
even we as women, I can't stand it.
Something in my head just goes up. I just think that this person can't think for themselves. I mean, I get that you can adore your pastor, but this is
you should not adore them.
I mean, you can respect your pastor, but when it gets to the point where it's almost like you're God. Like you can't even like make it 3-4 sentences without talking about the man.
Yes,
it just becomes very suspicious and very, very weird. It means you can't really think for yourself.
Like How can a man say he wants to meet your dad? You say, "Oh, you have to meet my pastor first." Yeah. I said, so if I'm not a man, I'm not a man, but I would like to provoke that woman and be like, "Are you fucking the pastor or what?" Because this audacity is too, and the girl will not go crazy. Maybe that way you figure out, okay.
So they know too much.
Yeah. What kind of anointing is that?
But there are a lot of people that actually see their pastors first before they go to see the person's parent. I don't understand that mindset, but a lot of people in Nigeria who do that actually. There are a lot of them. You go see the pastor before you meet the parents, because the pastor is almost like the ultimate judge. He needs to approve first even before the parents. And some of those pastors will go to the point where they'll tell the lady that he has seen it in his dreams that this person is not meant for you, that the person is going to cause you problems in your life, you're not going to get the job, all this. It's almost like the traditional like religion where you go to meet one babalawo and the babalawo will tell you that this person is the reason for your problems in life. So it's almost the same kind of thing. And I when I hear those stories, I'm like, you're letting these individuals control your life and your brain. You can't really think for yourself. You can't do anything without the pastor. And the pastor is making money anyways.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's why we're saying that people are adults too.
Yeah, they have to make their decision for themselves.
You cannot keep blaming one. See, I will just enter this thing now.
Well, I mean,
let's be rounding
yeah.
Yeah.
I think the only way they can start thinking for themselves is when they first realize that what they're doing is wrong. A lot of them don't see what's wrong about it, so they can't even fathom someone complaining that this doesn't make any sense. So I think the moment they realize that this is wrong, and and I think most of these people also have this business, like this customer kind of relationship with their creator, God. So it's like, I'm going to church because I want God to protect me. I mean, I want God to give me this, that, this, this, and this, and that. They're not genuinely going like worshiping God because they want to know God. It's just like for the benefits they want. So the pastor is kind of like the agent, It's kind of like the agent
between them and God.
Yeah, and them and God. So whatever the pastor says goes. So they have to get out from that mindset before they can really see clearly, because they've actually put the pastor before their own intuition and common sense. So,
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, it is difficult for them to realize that what they are doing is wrong, especially those ladies, because these are people that see the pastor as men that do no wrong. Okay, they see
that's what I'm saying.
They see these people as men that do no wrong, and at the same time, these are the people that will say, "No, you cannot talk to my daddy Gio like that. He's my man of God. You cannot speak to him that way." No, so like, exactly. Touch not the anointed. They will tell you. So I don't know if it's brainwashed. I don't know what type of skill how they are gifted to talk these people to the way. And if you think these ladies, they are very highly intelligent young ladies, you will not believe how blinded they are for them to realize that this is what they are doing is actually wrong. Okay, you will literally get into a fight with them just because you are trying to say this is not right. You cannot just trust your pastor so much to the fact that you will listen to him first before your husband to be or stuff like that. Like Ella said earlier, I have no patience for people like that. Just walk away, because talking to them will not even change it. It won't change them, because they have, and then they will tell you, come and see my pastor first. Like, what the hell? What the hell? And the first thing that is going to come to your mind, are you sleeping with this pastor, stuff like that? And it could be possible, but nobody knows, because it's happening. Even as I'm talking, it's still happening. It's happening. I just can't believe it. In fact, I know the one that is not even a pastor. This one is a priest. Like, I remember one of the reasons why. And I had to go to church that day because I said to my mom one time, I said to her, only if you know what this man is doing. Then I just went just because I want to respect her, and I sat in the church and I'm looking at this man preach, and I said, no wonder why the Bible says that the judgment will begin in the house of the Lord. I'm telling you.
I mean,
So the things that are happening in the house of the Lord is like is unbelievable. You know, you will chop and clean mouth on the weekend, and on Sunday morning you stand in the podium and you expect me to listen to you. My friend, go and sleep.
there are a lot of
Body of Christ, amen.
There are a lot of people in Nigeria that do that actually.
Even abroad, Adewale.
Even Nigeria is far. Nigeria is far. I'm talking about here. Yeah, I'm here in Canada.
I'm not quite sure about here, but it's just like for me, when it comes to like church business here, I never really like to interfere because I've heard a lot of story and the drama that goes on. Like, so I just try to stay away from the whole,
situation,
thing. I mean, before I, because I was actually in Turkey before I came to the Netherlands, and there was this Redeemed Church at the city center. That church has actually been there for like since I got there for like 6-7 years, and then another Redeemed pastor came all the way from Nigeria. And then this guy was going to meet the church members in that same church and was inviting them to his own church that he has already established, like 3 blocks away from the main church in the city center there in Turkey. I was like,
church na business.
So he asked,
I didn't understand it. I didn't understand. Like, I was like asking my friends, why would you do that? Why didn't he just join the church? Like, why does he have to establish his own church in the same street? And then you go talking to the members of that church to come join your own church. And like, doesn't make any sense to me. So
it's not one normal thing now.
Don't even let me mention name because there's a city in America. I won't mention that city. There are 3 Nigerian churches in the same shopping complex.
Wow.
Yeah.
Within 2 street lights. The same. I think you guys already you don't mention name already. You already know the name of church already. Within 1 mile, there are 2 churches. The same church.
Wow.
Now business now. Now business. That one a normal thing now. Yeah, now the same thing. Your next door neighbor, your next door. Where would they go buy bread? Now the same thing. From A, church B, they are sharing wall. Church C is sharing wall. Like that now. That church now normal business. Any person where they wonder why you want they spread the word of God.
What guy even told me one guy told me one time, she's like, if we're dating, we need to have a pastor that will be potting each other to in case anything goes wrong. And
if we submit
that in case we have issues, we'll be reporting. So you know what I mean? That I'm like, okay, so tell me, who do you recommend? She said, of course, now my own pastor. Now I say, okay.
I don't.
She's a Nigerian.
Yeah. Educated Nigeria though.
They are always educated, and I don't know why.
She's very educated.
Always.
Sophisticated mugus. Because there's a difference between being brilliant
education and
brilliant and
being wise.
Brilliant now book smart now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
The pastor called me and said, "Oh, brother, you need to come see me." Like you don't be that. I came and he was trying to do like flex. I'm like, oh boy. So before he knew it, I'm like, girl, if you're gonna date me, in fact, from next week Sunday, we're going to the same church of my own. So the girls started coming to my church. Next thing I know, the girl just disappeared. They said the man of God said that I'm demon possessed. That he saw that he cannot date me again because she was in the choir and he didn't want to lose the girl. So if you want that girl, you must come to his church, which I was not willing to do.
Wow. But actually, this doesn't just happen in like Nigerian churches alone. My sister was talking to me. She actually told me that there's this friend of hers that her father is actually one big allergy, and the man has like 3 wives, and I think the girl was about to get married, and then the mom took the daughter to one afa. I don't even know what afa is. It's like the Islamic clerics in Nigeria, and the man was telling her that, okay, this man is not good for you. That man is not good for you. This is when you're supposed to. He told her this is when she's supposed to do the wedding, and this is when they're supposed to is it consummate? That's the word, right? Consummate the marriage. I was like, my sister was telling the lady, like, why would you let someone make those kind of decisions for you? Like, what's the difference between that and native doctor? It's the same thing. But the girl is very educated. The family is like very rich and educated. So it's not just the poor people in Nigeria, even the rich ones.
The rich are the worst.
If
The rich people are the worst.
If anybody has your mind,
that's it.
If they're able to gain control of your mind, it doesn't matter. Even if you have somebody that's an astronaut,
whether you've gone to space and come back, once they have your mind, they can use
you.
You can use your brain box to do anything.
My own is that,
and it doesn't have to be. Some people come and say it's juju. No, it's not juju. It's what
it's repetition. It's like
the act of
course,
manipulation.
And they know how to use words well and all these things and
the tunes.
They pray. No, this is what happens when you have weak men as fathers. See, those men of God, they know who to pray upon.
True.
I'm telling you.
Very true.
If you have a very strong man in the house, I would say, oh boy, that's my daughter. Because if you look at the pattern of what I've been saying, just go find out. Those girls or young girls, they don't have any man at home as a dad, or the man is very weak.
Not all of them will yacht man.
Some people
they groom them from university. They get this thing from university.
Very young.
Not really have like friendship circle. People start finding their self-esteem when they enter uni. From there, they start joining certain crowds, and then you have they call the spirit cocoa people, and then it goes like that. Before you know, like that, like the grooming starts. So someone can even sometimes have a strong father figure in their life, but they are still very weak.
Yeah,
it's like you keep going to the same place, and that's why I say if you go to somewhere once and your body is not sitting with you, there is no point repeating that pattern.
No, I was saying strong man in terms of who to marry.
Yes.
Yeah.
As a man now, when you don't care if it's one pastor, you're like, oh boy, this is it. This is what I'm saying. Like, not the other ones, but when it comes to finding a man, no pastor will tell the strong man that what the other should marry or not.
Facts. I agree.
That's true. See how we don't move away from the love for love.
No, not part of the love for love now, because the women carrying that thing. It's part of it, and it's what's happening like in reality. And the fact that even in the abroad where you slave, how can you as a nurse you slave for your money? You will go and send your money to Nigeria.
$10,000.
Why did you
No. There is 7 of every. I'm telling you, because they said they're doing it for tithe, and number 2, because they said that they have to pay so that their husband would not leave them. So they are paying.
Actually,
I am not kidding you. Every month,
yes. Actually, someone said that even this.
Please, where is this husband in the US or in Nigeria?
Yes.
Actually, someone said
that
this
husband.
He's in the US. He said
in the US.
Okay.
Sorry.
Actually, someone told me. I don't remember. He says like the branches of the big Nigerian churches abroad, actually they're the ones that actually finance all the branches in Nigeria. That's why they get a lot of their taxes from their branches abroad. I don't know if that's true.
Wow.
So
somebody asked me a question. I didn't get the question.
I think Junior was just asking if the husband was in America, and we said yes.
No. The husbands are in America. They're in America.
Okay.
Okay. I don't know all these things. See, oh God, they see why this relationship is.
We see.
I don't understand how
our person no go wise. Our person no go wise.
Actually, one of the solutions that we can have or we can implement in our societies, we need to stop putting our political leaders on a pedestal. Like
political leaders?
Sorry, not political, sorry, religious leaders.
Okay.
Sorry. For me, sometimes when I see the way both community act, like the political and religious leader, sometimes I just think they're one and the same people. Like because the way they act is almost the same. So the political leaders and the religious leaders, the way they act in our society is almost the same.
Political leaders, true, they use the religious leaders to actualize about the world.
Of course. But I'm just saying, like,
you'll be seeing it and whatnot. And the religious leaders, they already have the minds of their audience. So it's like whatever you tell them to do, they're going to do it.
Exactly. Just as a society, we just need to stop putting our religious leaders on a pedestal. It's like they're almost like our gods, if you really look at it. And if that doesn't change, the women in the churches are going to see the pastors as their first husband. So that's whatever the second husband does, they tell the first one. So
yeah. They realize I happily left churchity religion, especially the Nigerian shrines. Are you familiar of all types of abroad and sharp? Man, at the end of the day, people do whatever they want to do. Some people who are continuously going to get brainwashed, because there are people who also still go to church and they still have common sense. You go there, you take the good one, and you take the bad one. And people interpret, for example, saying for the Christian point of view, because that's what I'm more knowledgeable about. Yeah. People interpret the preachings how they want to interpret it for themselves. So the way Yo-Yo is going to, for example, if Yo-Yo reads the Bible, the way she will interpret it now is based on her life experiences, which will be different from the way I would do it. So if you're going to somewhere, like I said, you go once, like I went for jollof rice. My purpose of going to that church I did was jollof rice. Jollof rice was actualized and I left. Will I say because my friends are going to that church every Sunday, I want to continue to be the friend group.
Yeah, then I will keep going bring car to take people to church.
Because they bring car, bus in the winter. It's very, very tempting. Very, very tempting to do that. But like, in all things, never sell your common sense. Your mind. You always need it. Like, I think, was he Ashman or somebody was saying that, some women have lost good men because your pastor said he's not the one for you. How can your pastor see future? How can he see future? Why are you giving another human being access to your personal life and to your destiny? I don't get it.
And then these women, they will come and be crying. Or for
sometimes some of them will go off of the recommendation of their pastor. Their pastor will say, this is the right man for you. Then they go and be with that man, and it's a total loser.
It's a total loser. Then you come and be crying. What this man did to me? What's my mother rest? So you chose who was like you.
So my own submission for this story, if you are going to, like, the original thing was about loan. If you're going to go and take loan for your partner, that's your business. I don't really care at this point. I know what my submission is. If you're basing your relationship based on what your spiritual father or spiritual mother has told you to do, that's where you're concerned. The thing is that find your equally you. Find the one that, if you are submitted to this pastor, okay, this man too, we like to be submitted to pastor too. Don't go and be meeting somebody that is not aligning with what you are already doing and try to be praying for them to change. You also, if you are somebody that you're not praying for them to change, another different thing. If you're also somebody that you know where you're going, you're not receiving the love that you deserve, you will feel it. Okay. You have to check out, because the more you remain in that debt, you will continue to be dining with the swines. That's it for me.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for having me on your show. Let me sign out now. God bless you.
Thank you. Adewale, did you have any?
Adewale, you get final words.
We thought this.
Yeah. My final words is like, I'm always a champion for people dating logically, using their brains whenever they're relationships, because I think that's going to solve a lot of problems. I get the feelings and the emotions are there. I'm a human being too, so I have feelings. It's not like a robot or something. But I'm just saying, whenever you're in a relationship, make sure that you're carrying your brain along with it, and whatever the guy or the lady does, just think about it logically. Does it make sense? Does it make sense? You have to keep asking yourself that question. It has to be logical. It's not always all rumor. It has to be. If it's not logical, check out. You can't get a loan that you can't afford to pay for someone else's daughter. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't.
Not even for your own self.
Not
even for you, for someone else. It's not even your wife. It's your man. You know.
Otherwise, you hear the story about the one of the Femi guy. Were you here? We talked about the Kenyan woman.
No, I wasn't here. I don't think I
was here. You have to go watch it too. Because that Kenyan woman, she met a Nigerian man in Lagos. She came to Lagos for vacation.
Yeah, seriously.
And what happened?
All the summary, Adewale, this woman, she met this man within 4 months. She gave him the password to her safe box. That way, the man, when he came to Kenya, he made away with the money. And it's about 900,000 Kenyan shillings, which amounted to 3.something million naira. So you have
Femi was cooking, he was loving, he was caring, he was nice according to the Kenyan woman, and he was even talking about taking her to Nigeria to see his parents. You know, and like
just yeah, you know, the love was just too much, and
the loss.
I don't know. The lost all I don't know. I think Nigerian guys are they are hot cakes in East Africa.
So we hear.
They are. But then, I mean, because she said she was
praying for a Nigerian man.
Yeah.
Of course. I know the whole dynamic. Because I had a few Kenyan friends, and the guys used to say that like Nigerian guys are taking their ladies in Kenya and they don't really like it. Some of them
they should go and learn. Those are
up your game. Up your game.
If those men, because I hear some African men say, "Oh, yeah, Nigerian men come and taking their ladies." Man, get it.
Of course.
Move.
I mean, it was just funny to me. And even some of them, whenever we're around their girlfriends, they used to make this face.
It's not Nigerians' fault that you don't have swag. If you don't have swag,
go and learn from you go and learn from Nigerian men and ask them, how are you doing this?
Or go and meet the other Kenyan women that are also looking for you. Like, which one is Nigerian men are taking on our women?
There are men, or even South African men who say same. So
Nigerian
men are taking on. Go and learn the art of what it is to woo a woman from a Nigerian man. A Nigerian man, they got created Nigerian men. There's something special about them. So if they're envying their doings,
their skills,
what I used to say is doings. If you're envying a Nigerian man's doing as you are a man, you need to get to know a Nigerian. Get to know a Nigerian man and learn.
Your bitterness will not make your women come to you. The women will be going to the Nigerian man.
No, Nigerian men, they are right from the womb when them born say they could be boy child.
They get moves.
Then don't they get doings? Nigerian men have been doings. I don't care whether the doings which is going to mean you well or not mean you well. But they have
that's the issue. That's the thing. I think a lot of people.
But it's a natural thing. Like when
it's a natural thing.
Post, like he goes all out, no matter his level. Whether it's a young boy,
they'll be taking loans. To be financing their woman's lifestyle.
Yeah, that's what we are taught to do from childhood.
They can be the answer to your God's prayer. You know, some that woman I said is the Nigerian man was the answer to her prayer. He was cooking. She
can still go and build another Nigerian.
She also said that her friends were even envious of their relationship.
And so her priorities of going to that relationship was wrong from the beginning. It's from the beginning, it was wrong. You want to be with the Nigerian man, why? Because your friends.
That man say it was Penny's power. Me, I say she was digmatized.
Me, I don't even like when people just fixate themselves on one group of people, because it's just like when I don't know, there's just something fundamentally wrong about it, because like you can find the same type of people in each group of people. Like the person you're looking for, you can find that person in each group of people. When you're just looking at just Nigerian men, it's very, very risky. It's just like when people start asking me this question, like, what's my type? I always don't have any answer to that question.
Yeah. I mean, there are good Nigerian men out there.
Because it's like, for example, actually, one lady was saying that she doesn't like answering the question of what's my type because she's afraid that she can meet someone who would pretend to be all that attribute she's looking for.
Yes.
Which is actually the case of the Kenyan lady.
Yes, I think so. She must have probably brought out to this Nigerian man how she's been praying, and she was dating a Congolese man that was cheating on her and all that she broke up with. So
of course.
Yeah.
So just let them come and assess them the way they are with your logical common sense. Don't use emotions.
Thank you.
That's my final word.
Perfect solution, everybody. Perfect. Come as they are. You assess them with your common sense. If not, we will see your story online and we'll come and talk about it. We will learn lessons. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me. Bye.
Bye. Spending almost 3 hours here.
Relationship people.
It's a lot. Anyways,
we thank you people for everything and for your contribution, both on the chat and those who call into the live show and sharing like stories and how the story evolved from known to people who know they use common sense for their relationship and everything. We did not plan to stay this long, but as you see, when the squads who say it go be pilot, it go drive us where we know.
I think it's the Ashman.
The Ashman, he really did though.
This is why you should take people for their words.
Yeah,
he said he's going to drive us somewhere.
Yes,
but we don't want to go.
You
play tricks. You play tricks today.
He piloted us where we didn't want to go. And we went there.
There was no coming back.
There was no coming back. It was good.
All right, everybody. Before we do our common sense regularly, let's play our delicious food jingles. So if you're in the Toronto area and all that, this one is for you.
Yep.
Welcome to Yoyomialicious, the best Nigerian online food service in Toronto, Canada. We deliver to Toronto, Concord, downtown Toronto, Etobicoke, North York, Thornhill, Vaughan, Woodbridge, Mississauga and Scarborough. Order now at yoyomialicious.com. A unique taste of Nigeria. Follow us on Instagram at yoyomialicious. Like and share this video. Nigeria to the world.
Take care of yourself. Please don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and put on your notification bell so you get
notified whenever I post. There will be more videos coming out
this coming week. Yeah, so set your alarm for that and check the community tab, watch the ads.
We'll see you again next week live for that
another hot topic.
Okay. Hot topics.
Yep. And until we see you next time, may common sense never depart from you. Bye, everybody.
Bye.